What is good, chat? Welcome to another show. Today is gonna be an absolute banger. Music off, okay? Because we're gonna be talking about Sneako. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about Sneako because it is not looking too good for him in these streets now. Now, as you guys may have heard the news, unless you've been sleeping under a rock, is Sneako and Andrew Tate. Heartbroken, all right. Let's just say they're having their marital feud right now on display. Okay, Sneako getting called out by Andrew Tate and with this new direction, new content, right? And then following up with him then unfollowing Andrew Tate from his social media. It seems like it's not looking like a good week for Sneako. On top of that, we also know that there are other people that Sneako has been going back and forth with. Now, again, it's no surprise. Beefs and Sneako is like two peas in a pod, all right? There's someone he's always snaking, okay? That's why they call him Sneako the Snake, all right? Sneako the Snake because you're going to get snaked at some point in time. Whether today, tomorrow, it don't matter. You will get snaked, okay? It doesn't matter if he worships you like he did Andrew Tate. At the end of the day, you will get snaked, okay? That's just how it goes with this guy. So another person he's been dealing with on the religious aspect is What Do You Mean, all right? It seems like What Do You Mean and Sneako have been going back and forth. And for those of you guys who don't know, this is kind of like another beef that he's in right now. I wouldn't really call it a beef. I mean, because What Do You Mean? I mean, the channel, the vibe, everything, it seems so wholesome. So it doesn't seem like it's more of like a, aggressive back and forth. Matter of fact, Sneako seemed towards the end fond of What Do You Mean and his platform and what he has to represent. And on top of that, the message that What Do You Mean had to put out there in terms of Sneako's religion and his faith and how he treats it when it comes to social media and content and things like that, right? He was spot on. He was 100% spot on. He wasn't really insulting to Sneako. I mean, although there were some jokes in there, right? Sneako definitely didn't take it the right way. I mean, that's just how Sneako is. He has a very fragile ego. So anything that, pokes at it, it's a problem. You got to understand that, right? So again, how did this all start? How did What Do You Mean and Sneako do a back and forth? Because most people, you're like, what the hell? I mean, we all know Sneako's a grifter, but why is Sneako and why are they going at it, right? Well, the thing is, it all started with a video. And that video was when Sneako, remember when he went off on this audience talking about, I don't want to live in an Islamic learning house. Okay? You people want me to live in a mosque. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Right? He was yelling at his audience. He's like, oh, man, I can't do this shit no more. The pressure is too much, okay? I don't want to live in a mosque. I want to go live stream with OnlyFans girls, okay? That seems more fun. Y'all want me to live in a mosque with other Islamic dudes and do what? Study the Quran all day? Why do I got to study the Quran all day? But Sneako, you're a Muslim. So That's not what I signed up for. I just wanted the clout, right? So again, that what do you mean saw that video? And realistically, for all intents and purposes, it seemed as though Sneako was finally reaching his limit with the whole red pill grift and also the whole Islam grift, because a lot of the stuff that he was going into, as you will see now, and the reason why Andrew Tate called him out to begin with, is the kind of content that would be considered haram, doesn't go against, traditional Islamic values and religious values, things like that. So again, he's getting called out on that end, and that video basically kind of set it straight. And Sneako is letting people know, I'm done with this. Okay, I don't want to be held responsible to my own words anymore. All right, I want to be free to stream with OnlyFans girls. All right, that's it. Stop messing with me. So, what do you mean did a response to that video and broke everything down? And he really just sliced Sneako up in such a way where you couldn't really be mad at it. You just had to accept it. And Sneako, knowing who he is, couldn't accept it. He actually did a response to it, right? He responded to it, and his response, it seemed like he was very fond of what do you mean towards the end of what he said. Because listen, you couldn't really disagree with a lot of what do you mean said. All right. So to kick off this live stream, we're gonna go ahead and play the initial video. We're gonna do a little snippet, okay, of the what do you mean's response to Sneako's pretty much rage quitting Islam, and then what we're gonna do is go into what do you mean's response, responding to Sneako's response to what do you mean, responding to his video. All right, and we're gonna get really into the back and forth, okay? But before we do that, chat, you know how I like to get right into the show. I know it's my fault, but please do not forget to hit the like button. All right, let's just get the likes out of the way right now, and let's get into the show. So as I pull this up, what is this? It's just crazy just seeing how Sneako is his whole arc is just arc he's going through, right? Hold up, what is this? Hold up. Right there. All right, cool. Hold up, chat. I'm trying to figure out which one. All right, there it is. Right here. Let's play a video.
The things that he's now expected to give up since converting to Islam. A few weeks ago, he was joined by fellow Muslim Myron from the Fresh and Fit podcast when the topic of real estate came up. Once Sneako realized that paying interest on a house was haram, which simply means forbidden in Arabic, this led Sneako to start listing off all of his frustrations with Islamic rules.
Having fun as an adult is so hard without alcohol. Like, what do you do? Like, you're like a robot. Like, you don't do... Like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, how much stuff do I have to give up? Pork, fun, alcohol, women, gambling, music, about everything. I can't even invest my money. No.
You can invest, but you can't invest it into things that involve usury. But any real investment typically deals with interest. Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
They're saying credit cards are haram.
Yeah.
What the
But here's where things start to get more interesting. Sneako built a large portion of his Rumble audience based on his conversion to Islam. So, of course, this has led to him building an audience that's heavily interested and invested in his Islamic journey. And just when the Muslims in his chat started to believe that them and Sneako were finally getting on the same page, he made it crystal clear that they weren't. The persistence of his Muslim followers encouraging him to act in accordance publicly with his faith has led to Sneako saying things like this.
We get it. Porn is bad. Haram. Don't do that. It's a sin. That's trannies. Like, oh my God, we get it. Can I go outside now? My Rumble comments, all that's like, Sneako's hanging out with these. Sneako betrayed us. Why is he eating dinner with these people? What? You should be yelling at whores with Myron right now. No, I'm gonna react to the music. You betrayed us. Get a life, bro. Get a life. I'm done. I don't want to be in this. I thought we were on the same page, bro. I was at the mall talking about moving into a content creator house with some of my friends, and then people are messaging me like, "Sneako, move into an Islamic learning house, bro. What the f?
Bombaka.
No, bro. Like, I'll go pray Jamal. I'll read my Quran. I'll talk to scholars. I am not moving into an Islamic. You people want me to move into a mosque. You want me to sleep in the mosque now.
What's wrong with that, bro? What? First of all, I don't think you sleep in a mosque. I think you go there to worship, right? So, again, but what's wrong with that? You want to be a good Muslim after all, right, Sneako? Come on, why all of a sudden is a problem? That your audience are trying to hold you responsible, right? They're trying to hold you accountable. Isn't that the same thing you was preaching to them this entire time? Accountability, responsibility, how to be a man. You even claim you changed the lives of these young men who pay attention to you, right? You help them become more accountable and take charge of their lives. So this is what they're doing to you. It's your own medicine, which I don't think is a bad thing. Yeah, move into a Islamic learning house where you can be amongst other brothers. And now look, if you would have just listened to your fans, Andrew Tate may have not came in and put you on blast on his live stream. All right? Maybe if you just stopped doing that and lived according to what you were preaching, right? And your values you were preaching, maybe you wouldn't have been called out by your mentor, Andrew Tate. Because look at this. You decided to do what you want to do. All of a sudden, you decided you wanted to stream with OnlyFans girls, right? And do all these crazy nonsense. Well, now you're getting called out by everybody, including your daddy. So again, was your audience wrong when they were telling you, Sneako, how about avoid this style of IRL streaming, okay? If you got to do some kind of IRL streaming, do it with something that has to do with the theme of Islam, right? But he didn't do that. He went to the whole degenerate, debaucherous nature, full swing. And now, again, I feel like I have to preface this because I don't want these tater thoughts to get me misconstrued, okay? I don't like Tate, okay? Just because I'm saying Tate called out Sneako doesn't mean that Tate was doing it because he all of a sudden saw the light and decided to be a good guy. No. That is not it at all. Tate calling him out is Tate being a hypocrite to the highest degree, considering the fact that Tate used the exact same methods Sneako's using right now to get to where Tate is, and then only for him to turn around and be condescending and criticize someone else who's following in his own footsteps. I find that just highly, highly hypocritical. Let's continue.
And it's like, he's grifting. I'm not grifting. I just want to have a fucking home. I don't want to live in a mosque. Get off of my dick. Holy.
So, as you could probably imagine, Sneako's Muslim audience did not take that very well. Inshallah, he will be grounded into fine dust. Humble yourself, you pathetic man. He sold his soul. And others started calling him Grifto and the sellout, among other things. So following that stream, Sneako was left with a decision to make. Would he choose to follow the rules that Allah demands, or would he choose to willfully sin against Allah and therefore disappoint his new Muslim fans? Well, we didn't have to wait too long to find out because he answered this question in a follow-up stream.
But am I gonna lie? I'm gonna do it. Like I'm getting into real estate now, and buying a whole house cash up front is just like, I'd rather finance it, stuff like that. There's so much interest involved. I'm gonna do it. And I know it's haram. Sorry.
And it seems at this point, maybe Sneako has had enough of Islam because investing in real estate isn't the only willful sin that he's choosing to commit.
It's haram. Interest is haram in Islam.
So is listening to music. So is punching people in the face. I punch people in the face. I listen to music.
And ever since this stream, Sneako seems to be on a haram-making mission. He's acting as if he's just trying to die haram and happy. This dude is living every day like it's one big haram holiday. My guy is living life like his new motto is give me haram or give me death.
Yeah. Shouldn't play music because music is haram.
Adult films are obviously haram, but this wouldn't stop a freako from thinking with his libido. So stupid. About a week ago, he was asking an adult star to come record private corn videos with him at his house.
So what do you do for a living?
Fine.
I don't judge. I think everybody can do how. Maybe we can make our own porn privately, you know?
That's even better. Keep it just for us.
Just for us. And then we could play it on the TV in the house.
Most forms of dating are haram in Islam, and Sneako got a random new girlfriend during a live stream and has been streaming their haram dates. Now, this was only a few days ago, and since then, he's been checking out other girls on live streams.
There's some girls. I did so many today already. All right, if we see one, inshallah. Inshallah. Look how many there are right there.
And again, just grifting on display. He's knowing he's willingly committing sin, but he doesn't give a fuck. Because chat, This is what he wants to do. This is the kind of streams he wants to do. He wants the debaucherous bullshit. He wants the girls. He wants the money. He wants the rich lifestyle. He wants the debauchery all on display while still trying to grift as Muslim. And listen, even though outwardly expressive wise, you could tell he's dropped the faith, okay? He's still gonna be claiming Islam. Guaranteed. He's still going to be claiming Islam, which I just find pathetic to the highest degree, especially since he's helping convert other people to Islam, because there are videos of him converting other people, helping bring in other people to convert to Islam. And it's like, yo, whoa, what are you doing? You don't even believe in the faith yourself 100%. And then you're bringing other people in, bruh. You do not have respect for that religion. And what if the people you're bringing in also have the same mindset as him? Now all of a sudden you're diluting the pool of people who would have otherwise taken something seriously, right? This is crazy. KS, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. KS says his heart is not into the religion. Facts. He don't want to do it. He just want. I mean, it's cool to be culturally Muslim, right? But don't practice the faith and none of this. You know, all that other stuff. Nah, I'm gonna get my interest rate on. I'm gonna get my stream on with these corn stars on the hot tub and YouTube and all that stuff. I'm gonna just do all the haram things because I mean, why not? Why the fuck not? I mean, wait, did I say I was Islam? Did I say I was a Muslim? Oh no, yeah, I only meant Islam in name. That's basically what this is.
So many baddies in Brickell. I'm telling you, chat. I'm telling you. Look at him. Look at this one right ahead. She looks bad. Oh, she's with the guy. Hey, here we go. Hey, fat ass. This is what I'm saying. Look at that, bro.
But I'm not sure if I'm not sure if Sneako is even aware that Islam isn't like a MacBook. You can't just force quit when things aren't working.
Fact.
Public apostasy can buy you a one-way ticket to you know where, along with a large number of Muslims that believe that they have a theological license to send you there. And to be fair to his Muslim chat, they're probably just trying to help him avoid Allah's judgment, since according to Sahih al-Bukhari, sins that are committed openly won't be forgiven in Islam. And
exactly. So the fact that Sneako's mad at his own chat for trying to help him out is crazy to me, because it's like, it seems like your chat knows what it means to be a Muslim more than you, Sneako. And they're telling you, hey, yo, stop doing this. This is not cool, bro. You're gonna go to hell. And if you were serious about this, you'd understand how severe of a crime you're committing right now. Or not crime, sin, right? Because crime is something different, right? How severe of a sin you're committing right now. You better repent. But instead of taking responsibility, my boy is just, let me just shame you guys for holding me accountable. How dare you? How the fuck dare you, man? God dang.
And ironically, this has been Sneako's longtime criticism of Christianity and Christians. Sneako often argues that Christianity is flawed because he thinks that Christians believe that they can willfully choose to commit plenty of sin and still consider themselves to be Christians.
Become a Muslim. There you
Because
go.
if you start drinking alcohol, you're going to go to hell. If you're a Christian, you can drink all day.
It's not
But what's odd is that even though he considers this to be a knock against Christianity, he decided to join Islam and do the exact same thing. He's openly and willfully choosing to disobey all his restrictions while also still calling himself a Muslim. But worse, if he's right about Islam and he's right about how Allah isn't accepting of those who choose to willfully sin, then this is obviously really bad news for Sneako. Given this, Sneako's probably in the same boat as Myron. Besides, unlike Myron, he doesn't realize it.
I know I'm not the best Muslim, so I rarely, if ever, bring Islam into the situation. Like, I never try to.
Whoa! That's cap. That is cap. Whoa. Myron brings Islam into the situation every single time he's talking to these girls on his podcast. So that's a goddamn lie. I don't know where he got that nonsense from. I'm sorry, chat. Am I wrong on this? Put a 2 if you think I'm wrong. Because I definitely have seen Myron reference Islam using that as a baton to beat these OnlyFans girls over the head with. Okay? So the fact that he's just claiming, I don't bring Islam into play. Nah, bro, you do. You absolutely do.
Rationalize how I do things with Islam.
Like, what if we die tomorrow? You know, I'm not perfect either. Obviously, you know that too.
But yeah, if I were to die right now, I would probably die kafir, which is not good. So I better stay alive and get my shit together at some point.
Yeah. Don't die.
Now, props to Myron for acknowledging this and not trying to justify the way that he lives as if he's living according to Islam. Myron is right that he's not living up to God's standards, and so is Sneako. Sneako is correct in that he can't live up to the standard of living that God requires in both Islam and Christianity. It's because of this that Sneako is under the burden of trying to live a God-honoring life so that way he can attain salvation, and he's starting to realize more and more that he can't. If he really believes that Islam is true and he believes that his eternal destiny is really at stake, then this will keep him living his life in a state of fear, with fear being his core motivation for living a good life. But in Christianity, we also know that we can't live up to God's standards of perfection, which is why we understand the need for Jesus to save us. We know that we can't be saved by the life that we lived, and so instead, we have to accept the perfect life that he lived as a free and undeserved gift. It's because
that's facts. Because like in Christianity, I know like part of when you either get baptized or you go through the whole process, you like one of the requirements to be a Christian, all right, you have to accept Christ as your Lord and Savior. You have to accept Christ is like the Son of God. That's actually one of the main things. Like they say, do you believe that Christ was the Son of God, his only begotten Son, and whatever, they continue on with that. You have to say, I do. All right. If you don't, you can't consider yourself a real Christian. All right. And then it just shows you the subtle differences between religion, because even just being a Jew, they don't believe that Christ was that. They believe he was a prophet, no doubt, but they don't believe he was like a divine being. Same with Islam. They don't believe Jesus is like, a divine being. So to accept Jesus as like a divine being is not necessary. Matter of fact, it's prohibited in these other religions compared to Christianity. So he does have a point. But then again, the excuses that Sneako makes, man, just to try to avoid certain accountabilities, it's just insane. It's like, yo, you're going to sin. You're not a perfect person. All right. So why join a religion where people are definitely serious about their faith? So much so that they, can have fun without having to drink alcohol. There are people out there who are so devout in their faith, they don't need any vices to get going. The only vice they need is Allah or God, whatever it is it means to them, all right? But you, Sneako, you're not perfect. I'm not saying everyone is perfect, but that believes in religion is perfect. No one's perfect. But you, Sneako, yourself aren't perfect, but you're trying to live a perfect lifestyle in front of the cameras. So it just makes you look weird because you have these vices, which is smoking. You were smoking in Bradley Martin's gym. You got women all over your OnlyFans women all over your streams, bro. You got you and Neon and your mini-me doing wild, crazy shit that would be considered haram in Islam. All right, you're doing all this stuff and you're doing it purposely. The wild thing is that you had the audacity to turn around, look at other people's faith and said, you're doing it the wrong way. That's insane, bro.
Because of this, that our entire motivation is different. We also strive to live perfect lives, but we don't do good things in order to earn our salvation. We already have salvation. The reason why we obey is not out of fear, but out of gratitude and genuine desire to serve God and others. It's not that we have to, it's that we get to. And it's because of this that every other religion says, I must obey so that way I can be accepted by God. But only in Christianity does it say, I'm accepted by God, and therefore I obey. This is one of the things that makes Christianity different from every other religion, and I explain more of those reasons in this video here. So go ahead.
Yeah, like facts. All right, so I'm going to play this last part because it's very important in just a second, right? Hold on.
Click here to see what I mean, and the next time that you hear Sneako saying,
I can't even invest my money.
What are you going to say? What do you mean?
Okay. All right. Okay. So, chat, right off the bat, what put a 1 if you generally agreed with that criticism. Because I did. I'm going to put a 1 in the chat right now. I generally agreed with the criticism. He's absolutely right. And he did it in the right way. He was far fairer to Sneako than I think Sneako actually deserved. Because I would have lit right into him. I mean, that's why this live stream is happening right now. We lighting into him right now. We frying him up, okay? But he was very fair to Sneako, and he broke everything down, letting them know that, hey, dude, you don't have to use religion as this mask to go ahead and try to move around, your life. All right, you could just you could be Islam or you could be a Muslim, but you have to know what you're really joining, right? Because on one hand, online, you're saying you're Islam because X, Y, and Z, and you don't want to be a Christian because of that. It's like, but that's not how it works in Christianity. It's completely different. And it seems as though, he's Christian. He clearly knows what he's talking about when it comes to the Bible and, God and divine nature and things like that. So he's clearly knowledgeable in that. So he's letting you know, you're criticizing Christians, but it doesn't really work that way. And you putting all these different things. If anything, Islam is way more strict, and you're purposely committing sin right now, knowing fully well it's against the rules. You're going to hell. Like, you're going to hell. Versus Christianity, it's like, God knows we're not perfect. That's why he had Jesus come in and live a perfect life so he can die for your sins. So that way, when all you have to do is accept them, and when you accept them, you're saved. That's literally what it is, right? So again, it's just more misinformation. A lot of these guys, especially when it comes to religion, they spread out there amongst the minds of these young men. Now, I didn't have a problem with that criticism. I thought it was very, very fair. All right. Now, here's the thing. We're talking about Sneako here. So obviously he had a problem with this because he couldn't get past the jokes. Okay. Which, I mean, get a chuckle out of you, but it's not. I don't know why Sneako got really heated about that, but it is what it is. Just shows how fragile his ego is. However, Sneako ended up clapping back and responding. I'm not going to go to Rumble. Okay. I don't feel like going to Rumble today. Can we just stay on YouTube for this live stream? Please. All right. So we're gonna do a reaction-ception. Okay. It's been a long time since we did that. We're gonna react to What Do You Meme, reacting to Sneako's reaction to What Do You Meme's initial reaction, which we just got done reacting to. Y'all feeling me so far? So we about to dive deep into this shit right now. This beef is gonna go crazy. If you haven't hit the like button yet, chat, okay, don't forget to hit the like button. There's over 180 y'all in here, and we only got 40 likes. That's crazy to me. All right. So a little cutie from Texas. Shout out to you. How you doing, cutie? Says there are degenerates uplifting hookup culture. Absolutely. Because hookup culture is exactly what they want to uplift. Think about it. Just think about it. Hookup culture sells. All right, sex sells, okay? Teaching guys how to have sex sells. Teaching guys how to approach women in order to have sex sells, okay? The red pill is making buku money. They're making big, big money. There was a great documentary put out there by Kira TV. All right, we're actually going to react to that at some point, okay? But it was basically breaking down how a lot of these red pillars, like Pearl, Sneako, Andrew Tate, Myron, all these guys is showing you how they're actually profiting off of these dudes, meanwhile these dudes are believing their lives are being changed, but their lives aren't changing. They're just sucking up the red pill knowledge, and then they're just not doing anything, right? And one part of the video he broke down, we're gonna react to it. Actually, we're gonna react to that video. But one part of the video he broke down that made so much sense was how many guys, when they feel that placebo effect of feeling as though that they're better than themselves because Andrew Tate, listened to a 5-minute Andrew Tate montage video, kind of helped them be a 6-figure earner. You only see that online in the comment section, because to be a high value man in the way Andrew Tate describes, it's only about 3% of the population that are actually attaining that. And 97% of the people are not gonna be in that category. So Andrew Tate, Myron Gaines, Sneako, Aiden Ross, all of these guys, they are preaching to a group that will never, statistically speaking, hit that level. So all of you so-called millionaires, you only millionaires in the comment sections. That's what y'all are, millionaires in the comment section, because there's no proof these guys are actually helping you in the real world. And that's the thing, bro. It's just, again, they're fueling this kind of primitive mindset where they want these young men to chase after these material things that are supposed to theoretically get you out of the matrix, but all it does is get you deeper into the shit. That's all it does. You get stuck deeper into it, right? Yeah. Let's say you go be promiscuous and because you're listening to your daddy Myron, right? And you read his book saying why women deserve less. And then you decide, you know what? Another iron rule of Myron Gaines is that you have to have sex with at least 50 women, all right, protected or unprotected, all right, in order to understand women. So you then go ahead and participate in that behavior, and boom, you got the clap, or boom, you got super gonorrhea, or boom, you got a girl knocked up. Congratulations, sir. Now what are you going to do? Huh? So again, these guys are not teaching you anything that's going to help you with reality at all. They're setting you up to fail, and they're just setting you up to also coddle your feelings. It's just so sad. Talusu, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. Says these lights are kind of dusty. I know. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Chat. These lights are kind of dusty. What's up? What is up? We got Sneako Ghost watching in here. We got a bunch of Sneako Ghost watchers. What's happening? All right, we got over 180 of y'all in here. Only 61 likes. What are we doing? All right, but shout out to you, John, with the $5 super chat. Shout out to you, John. Says I disagree. Even in Christianity, the fear of eternal punishment is still primary factor in maintaining a moral life based off of religious values. I do agree, but you got to understand, like just like in other religions, right? Because like Christians accuse Islam of having like different interpretations, which Christians or the Christianity does have multiple different interpretations, right? One of the ways that some people interpret this too, they fear monger on the fear side of things, right? Because I remember growing up, the churches I used to go to, they would fear monger a lot. So you're always growing up wary of committing sin because some guy in the sky is watching you, commit it. So you get super paranoid, right? But then, and that's the kind of preaching with Christianity that just forces people out because you're putting a strict shell on people's lives, right? You're trying to let people live a certain way, and in today's new society, it's just not happening. So what you're seeing is different preachings of or interpretations of Christianity, right? So all of a sudden, they're not teaching about a vengeful God as much anymore. They're teaching about a loving God and how he was able to send Jesus down to be able to save the sins of of humanity, right? So they're preaching more on God's love. They're focusing more on that, than the old vengeful God, right? So that's the thing. So you say, I would say that old factor is dying now as the new age is starting to take off, right? And this is what you see in religion, right? And this is normal. I mean, some Christians aren't okay with that. They're not cool with that. Like some of these evangelicals and whatnot, they're not gonna be cool with that. They don't like that shit, right? But this is what needs to happen every eon or so, or decade or so. I don't know how often a religion is supposed to undergo some kind of reformation, but reformations need to happen. The religion needs to adapt to the age it's living in currently. All right, so I think that's a good thing. So we need to see more out of that in some religions. You need to adapt to the modern times because you're not living in the days where people had stones and little pixies to carve words in. We got cell phones and Walmart. You know what I mean? Come on, we high tech over here. All right. So shout out to you, John. Let's get to the second video, our video section of What Do You Mean, responding to Sneako, responding to What Do You Mean's original video.
So it looks like Sneako responded to my video that I posted last week, and I think it's safe to say that Sneako isn't necessarily my biggest fan.
Yeah, bro, but look at the fucking snake you did. This is what I'm so sick about, these fucking bot tubers. I don't even, chat, for the Christians who are saying that he's cooking, do you even know which version of the Bible he's talking about? All Christians have their own version of the Bible. They're all different. There's not one consistent Bible.
And you guys just trust me on this because the longer that the video goes on, the better it gets. It really does. So this video is going to be a little bit longer since we're going to go through Sneako's entire response together, and I'll give my thoughts along the way. So with that out of the way, let's just get into it.
Oh, here we go. We can watch this. Sneako's arguments against Christianity. Popular influencer Sneako, but they can't say Rumbler. Just say Rumbler. Just say Rumbler. No.
Rumbler? That I don't like the sound of that. No, let's just say influencer, okay? And why does that even matter, Sneako? Get your ego out of the dirt, all right? Come on, bro. Why did they just say Rumbler? I'm a Rumbler, not an influencer, okay? Why do these YouTubers are just calling us? They just calling us influencers. Just call me Bob, the platform I represent. I'm a Rumbler now. It's like, bro, hey, listen. I know you in the backwater of the rejects of the influencer squad. Okay, you could just sit right there, all right? Listen, no matter what, Rumble is always going to be player fucking 2 to YouTube, okay? It's never going to catch up to YouTube. Matter of fact, isn't Rumble struggling right now? Rumble's going through some serious issues. I'd refrain from calling yourself a Rumbler because that company, I don't know if it might even last. So, again, chill on that, all right? Dial it down a little bit. Your ego's up here, but then bring it down here.
No, okay, fine.
has been consistently giving everyone 5 reasons for why he recently embraced Islam and why he rejects Christianity. Now, there's a lot of people saying that he only converted to Islam because Andrew Tate did, but I personally don't know the man's motives and won't jump to any conclusions. However, if he is being sincere in the reasons that he gives, then we should expect for Sneako to leave Islam and embrace Christianity by the time that he's done watching this video. The reason why is because the 5 reasons that he gives, if he wants to be consistent, are the very things that should actually cause
We got 4K, or is it going to be laggy?
cause him to reject Islam and instead become a Christian. So, don't believe me? I'll prove it. Let's start with his first reason.
Okay.
Why I resonate with Islam, why it makes sense for me, because it's weird. It doesn't make sense to me to pray to a man. I don't want to submit to a man. The only person that we should submit to and that we should pray to should be the one creator of the universe, which is Allah. He created the universe and we love him for it. Perfect. That really, it makes the most sense to me.
So as you just heard, Sneako doesn't like the idea of submitting to a man and therefore decided to reject Christianity and to embrace Islam. But unfortunately,
There are a lot of reasons. That wasn't the reason that I reverted to Islam, but that's
Bro, why do you do that, Sneako? Okay, there are a lot of reasons, but that's what he's responding to right now. He's responding to one of the reasons why you don't want to be part of Christianity. You said because Christians worship a man. You don't want to worship a man. Therefore, you don't like you to be a Christian. That's a reason you brought up. So the fact that he's basically criticizing or addressing that point or that reason you gave, your response of, oh, well, that's only one reason. I got plenty of other reasons. We know. So can you just acknowledge his point with that first reason you brought up, right? Again, Sneako always does this. Accountability dodging 101, right? Oh, this is the reason I want to join Christians, because they worship a man. And then he gets called out on it. Well, that's only one reason. I got plenty of reasons why I don't want to be a Christian. It's like, okay, we know that, but he can only go after one at a time, my boy. I mean, chill out on that, my guy. And again, listen, you just saying they worship a man, okay, that's you, because you're a Muslim coming from the perspective of a Muslim, right? But again, to be a Christian, you have to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, okay? You have to accept him as the Messiah, like God's son, okay? Otherwise, you're not a true Christian. That's one of the, listen, if you can't say you believe in God and don't believe that Jesus was his son and then consider yourself Christian. They will kick you out so fucking fast and then make your head go crazy. All right. So by you saying, oh, I don't want to worship a man, that's not what it's like to them, because Christians believe that Christ is God. So you just trivializing their religion and saying, oh, they're just worshiping a man. That's crazy to me, bro. And it just proves how ignorant your fucking, just the way your mind process things really, really is. Especially a kid your age is supposed to be influencing a lot of people out there. Dev with the membership for 2 months upgrade. I appreciate you. Dev says, goes to show you Sneako only goes after those he knows won't fight back. Funny, because he didn't have the same energy for his daddy. Facts. You know, when it came to Andrew Tate calling him out saying, hey, you're streaming with, you're doing cheap tricks with these OnlyFans girls, and you're doing cheap tricks with these crazy people screaming on camera. All right? It's just cheap. Exactly my point. Deb, let me know what, I know you're a programmer, right? What languages do you actually know? Let me know if Flutter is one of your languages right now, because that's one of the ones I'm working on. At least the project I'm working with is using Flutter. I got my reasons for doing that. I'm actually going to do a video on my other channel coming soon, breaking that down. But I got some questions if you actually know that program. There's some things that I don't quite understand. I'm not finding very much answers, but I don't know if it was you or somebody else, because I know I got programmers in the chat. So hell, let me know if you know that language. Let me know. I got some questions. But yeah, again, Sneako, come on.
That's the reason why Christianity never resonated with me, really.
if Sneako really does have a problem with submitting to a man, then he should reject Islam. The reason why is because, according to the Quran, Sneako is actually commanded to submit to Muhammad, who's a man. So if this is a real reason for why Sneako...
But you don't pray to Muhammad, peace be upon him.
So in the original clip, he said that he didn't want to submit or pray to a man, and so I addressed this point about submitting to a man. After I pointed out that the Quran requires you to submit to a man, then he said that the real issue is prayer, which is fine because I had that in mind when I addressed the point about worship. So,
oh, by the way, Flutter is the framework. Dart is the language. So just throw it out there. So if you know Dart, just let me know. Let me know. I need help.
I think that the same responses could be given in that as well. He should also reject Islam. But what's even more interesting is the reason that he gives for why he thinks that he should only worship Allah. He said that he only wants to worship Allah because Allah is God, Allah is the creator of the universe, and therefore we should love him for it. But ironically, in Christianity, Jesus is God. He created the entire universe. So why does Sneako have a problem with worshiping Jesus in Christianity? Well, the reason why is
Because you say that a man is God. That's Christianity.
so when Sneako says that I believe that a man is God, some people can hear that as if we're saying that a man became God. But of course, it's more accurate to think about it the other way around. We believe that God, who created the entire world, put on human flesh and entered into our world. If Jesus wasn't God and wasn't the creator of the universe, then we wouldn't worship or pray to Jesus either. So it's not as if we're saying that we're praying to a mere man, which I think both us Christians and Muslims would agree that you shouldn't pray to a mere man, but instead we're praying to God who put on human flesh. So there's a distinction there.
And that's the thing that Sneako is not understanding. Like literally, I don't know why he can't get his mind wrapped around the fact that if God is God and he's all powerful and he can do whatever he wants, why would it be impossible for him to go ahead and appoint a woman and then says, you know what? Part of me is going to be birthed through you. He's God. He could do whatever he wants. He can make volcanoes explode out of nowhere if he wants to. Okay, so I'm pretty sure if he operates in the world outside of the world we understand, in Christianity, if they believe that God can manifest himself in a human form, why is that such impossibilities to believe? If you already believe in the concept of angels, why is this show so, why is that shit so hard? Like, I don't get it, right? I have no idea why that's so hard for guys like Sneako to understand. Like, listen, it's God. God can do whatever the fuck God wants, bro. Like, he's God. Of course, if he wants to be a human, God can be a human. That's crazy to me, right? I mean, wow. Like, I don't know how that's such a stress point for Sneako. It doesn't make any sense. Dad, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. It says, not yet, learning Rust currently. Okay, what programs are you trying to develop with that? Or where are you trying to, like, go for a certification? Or what are you doing with Rust? I'd be excited to know what kind of projects you're working on. But yeah, I'm fucking, like, what, about 4 or 5 months deep into Flutter right now? So, because I got a project I'm building on it right now. I got maybe like 4 or 5 months left. So yeah, I just whatever. It's not the channel for it. But again, let's continue. Well, talk to me though. Talk to me. Let me know what projects you're working on.
Put in the chat yet, bro. Like, you don't pray to Muhammad. That's the whole point. That's the whole peace be upon him. Like, you don't. Of course, we love him, but it's just that simple.
Because Sneako seems to have a problem with Jesus being both God and man.
Yes.
Fair enough. So for argument's sake, let's go ahead and say that Jesus isn't God and that he's only a man. So
what? Yo, Christians, you jacking that? That made no sense. Oh, no. That's the whole reason why Christianity didn't resonate with me. And then you're going to say, for argument's sake, that goes against the religion.
What are you talking about? He's saying, let's say, Sneako, for all intents and purpose, we're just going with your example. This is a hypothetical. Your example. Let's say. And he's saying, oh, see? Just because he's using my example, using an example. See, I told you I'm right. It's like, bro, you're such a goddamn tard, dude. Come on.
Wait a second. Run that back. What?
Because Sneako seems to have a problem with Jesus being both God and man. Fair enough. So for argument's sake, let's go ahead and say that Jesus isn't God and that he's only a man. So
that's Islam.
No, he said for argument's sake. So this is a scenario in which, let's say he agrees with you for a second, okay? So in that hypothetical scenario where he's agreeing with you, Sneako's like, well, yeah, see, I'm right. Yeah, I told you. It's like, God damn it, dude. This guy is such a tard. Come on, Sneako.
What? Why would you even present a hypothetical that debunks the whole religion?
All right. So I think here he might not have understood what a hypothetical is in this case, because in order for a hypothetical to debunk a religion, it would have to be taken as literal, which of course it's not because it's a hypothetical. And here I think that Sneako may have jumped the gun a little bit, because I explained the reason for the hypothetical here in a second. And in both Islam and Christianity, then who does Sneako think is the more rational person to submit to? On the one hand, we have Muhammad, who wasn't born of a virgin.
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as a human being, like the rest of us, do have sin.
Needed forgiveness for his sins.
The promise of God is that he does forgive sins. And his promise in the Quran is that he has forgiven the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, for his sins, past and future.
And according to Sneako,
I understand what the hypotheticals, and I understand, for example, but that's a stupid example to make because then that's not Christianity anymore.
So it seems like Sneako's chat gets it, but Sneako still thinks that it debunks Christianity in some way. But that's right. Let's keep going. It wasn't perfect and did some questionable things.
Are you against grooming?
Yeah, it's gross.
How do you feel about like the fact that Muhammad like married a 9-year-old girl?
I don't know how true that is.
But I don't think any Muslims deny it.
If that's true, then
you don't know how true that is. What are you talking about? She wasn't 9, she was 6. They consummated the marriage when she was 9. Okay, but this guy is supposed to be a Muslim and he doesn't know where that's coming from. Do you read the Quran or are you just lying about it this whole time? Like, this is crazy to me, dude. Like, who are you?
Then he's not, then, nobody's perfect.
So if Sneako doesn't have a problem with submitting to a man like Muhammad, who, even according to him, wasn't morally perfect, then why would he have a...
That was before I reverted to Islam. She's asking me questions that I didn't know the answer to. I was saying that I was thinking about Islam. This is before. And I understand now that a lot of the time the parents have better decision-making abilities than the woman, and it was a different time. And Muhammad, peace be upon him, was definitely not a pedophile. He had many wives. A lot of them were older than him. I think his first wife was 50 when he was 25. And he was friends with Aisha, peace be upon her. He was friends with her parents. So
that's not even a main argument. Like, that's not even the main argument, bro. The argument is one of your reasons, which he was debunking in the video you're currently reacting to, was you said you didn't want to be a Christian because Christians worship Jesus, a man, right? What the point he's also making is, well, Muhammad technically is a man, and he's elevated to almost like you would say Jesus status, although he was flawed, unlike Jesus, right? Again, so he's trying to basically point that out. Why is it okay for you to go ahead and worship this guy, Muhammad, but then you're gonna turn around and say, Christians, you're wrong for worshiping Jesus? Like, that's crazy. So that's the point he's trying to make. He's not even trying to make the 9-year-old point. You're just reacting to Jesus Christ, bro. That's like Sneako. I don't think he knows what is happening right now. He doesn't.
I don't think that's an example of pedophilia, no.
All right, now real quick, if you remember what my point was,
Did he say he doesn't think that's an example of pedophilia? What are you talking about, Sneako? What is pedophilia then? So is it just normal to marry 9-year-olds? Or 6-year-olds? What are you talking about? Yeah. In modern times, this is why you have to have like a Reformation period, right? Because in modern time, and that's why most Muslims don't believe in that anymore. That's why they talk about like the parents and things like that having better judgment and whatnot, right? You can't change what the book says because the book is the book, right? You can't change it. But again, you can adapt the times, which is what religion should be doing. All right. So again, most Muslims don't believe that they're gonna give their. I mean, maybe in some harsh areas, like you go to Afghanistan and you deal with ISIS or the Taliban, they're probably doing some crazy shit like that. But Muslims in the West don't really generally see that view as the right way to be doing things, right? So again, in the book, Aisha was 6. So I don't know what classifies as pedophilia in your time, but in this time, that's pretty pedophilic, bro. I mean, what are we talking about?
That Sneako said that Muhammad wasn't perfect. So this wasn't an attempt for me to argue against Islam here. I was only taking Sneako's reasons for why he embraced Islam and rejected Christianity, and I was engaging with those reasons. So this isn't me trying to argue against Islam here or to even say that it's bad. I'm just going off of Sneako's standards to show why it's a problem for him on his view. Now, of course, I see Sneako's explanations that he gave as problematic, but that's not even the point, because even if he were right, I don't think that Sneako would say that Muhammad was perfect, since Muslims don't even believe that. So again, I think that my point still remains. All right, let's keep going. Problem submitting to someone like Jesus, who, even according to Islam, was born of a virgin, performed miracles, and wasn't a sinner. If submitting to a man really is a problem for Sneako, then he should reject Islam, since it requires Muslims to submit to Muhammad. And if he decides to have a change of mind and conclude that he's actually okay with submitting to a man, then once we compare Jesus and Muhammad, even according to Sneako's own standards, then it makes a lot more sense for him to be a Christian and not a Muslim. Now, let's move over to another reason that Sneako gives for converting to Islam. So when it comes to this first point, I think that my point still remains. All right, let's go to the next one.
I like the fact that you pray 5 times a day in Islam. You're going to be more grounded. They take prayer more seriously than any other religion.
All right. Now, this is actually a really strange one because not too long after he recorded this video, he asked for guidance in this area. And he said this.
I don't have the time to pray 5 times a day. Are you supposed to take all the steps fully? Are you supposed to fully dive into it? Or can you, like, what's the next move?
So now, it's pretty strange that he cites praying 5 times a day as something that he likes about Islam, which is ironically the same thing that he thinks that he can't do. Now, I'm not sure if he realizes that these prayers aren't prayers that spontaneously come from the heart. Instead, these prayers are just memorized sayings in Arabic, which is, of course, a language that's...
Wait, so liking structure means that it doesn't come. What?
Sneako doesn't understand.
What are you talking about, bro? If you really, again, praying 5 times a day is not a good reason to join Islam. Islam is a serious religion. All right. And we know you're not taking it seriously. So again, if you really cared about God that much, you could easily pray 5 times a day as a Christian. You could pray 5 times a day as a Buddhist. Okay. Whatever God means to you, you can pray as much as you want. You could do nothing with the rest of your life and dedicate it to prayer. It all depends on you and how much you love God. The fact that you're joining Islam for the sole reason because they mandate you pray 5 times a day, that's crazy to me for you to take that and then use it to shit on Christians, saying, oh, well, because you're not mandated by God in Christianity to have a certain amount of prayers, well, you guys definitely are the weaker link. It's crazy to me. Like, this guy just doesn't get it. Again, he's playing games with people's faith. You can't do that.
But Sneako just likes the structure that comes with ritualized. All right. Now, you'll notice that this is a little bit of a theme here because over and over what you're going to see is it's almost like I'm having a conversation with Sneako in that video because I'll say something, he'll start responding to it, and then I'll immediately, in like the next sentence or two, I'll respond to what he was saying. This isn't his fault, by the way, because this is his first time he's watching it, but it was still kind of funny.
Liking structure means that it doesn't come. What?
Sneako doesn't understand. But if Sneako just likes the structure that comes with ritualized or memorized prayer, then he could have just stayed in his Catholic church since they have recited.
Yeah, this is a very Abba and preach tactic. Like when you get
what? How is that Abba and preach? What are you talking about? The Catholic Church is super structured. Are you insane? They're so structured. Some people might even say that's a problem, right? I mean, especially when it comes to the whole pedophilic aspect of some of these priests that get caught up, right? And the cover-ups that happen. Again, there's a lot of pedophilia in religion. We gotta have a conversation about that. Like, what is going on with these? Like, why is this happening, right? But again, that there's a huge order when we talk about the Catholic Church. The fact that he's saying, yeah, you Christians, you have no order. It's like, what? What? They got popes, bishops, cardinals, all these. Oh, you get out of here, bro. It is very structured. Islam is very structured. Even Buddhism. Oh, Buddhism. God damn it. Hold up. I don't want to disrespect any Buddhists, okay? But even in that religion, it's the same logic applies. I don't understand where he's getting these lack of structure from. There is structure in everything. You can't have religion without it being organized. Otherwise, you just have a bunch of people just praying and saying whatever they want to say, and you have no uniformity. So how do you know who's correct? Even now in an organized religion, there's still people who don't all agree on the same thing. So I don't get it, bro.
To selectively edit clips like that, and that doesn't mean that because I'm still trying to find I don't even know how to pray correctly. Like, I'm still learning how to recite the words properly.
We'll actually come back to this point about the editing because he brings it up a few times. I mean, unless he just likes the fact that they pray 5 times a day. Well, if that's the case, then there's no reason that he couldn't set a clock, get down on his knees, and pray 5 times a day as a Christian. So if this...
My mom goes to church like twice a day. My mom's a super Christian. Are you kidding me? She goes to church on Mondays. I didn't even know church opened on Mondays. She goes to church on Mondays. She goes to church on Sundays, Tuesdays, you name it. Like, that's crazy. So the fact that like there are people who are out there that are really dedicated to Christ in Christianity. It's not just Islam. It's just that Christians, they don't have as much emphasis on prayer as Islam does, which is why you don't join a more serious religion if you're not prepared to put in the work, Sneako.
Really was a reason for why he converted to Islam, then he shouldn't be a Muslim, since in Islam he's obligated to pray 5 times a day. And he even said himself that he can't meet all his obligations since he doesn't have the time for it. So instead of embracing Islam, he really should just embrace Christianity. The next reason that Sneako consistently—
That was okay, but there's no. Is he making any arguments that are worthwhile? Like, should I keep watching or not?
gives for why—
What are you talking about? Are you even listening to the arguments he's making? He's breaking down your talking points, my guy. Like this guy.
So that's all he said about that point. And again, as you'll notice, that was not an argument to say that Islam is wrong or there's something wrong about praying 5 times a day, because the Bible even tells us to pray without ceasing. What I was doing was going off of his standards for why he likes Islam. He doesn't argue that Islam is true because of his things. He argues that he likes Islam because of those things. And because of that, I found it strange that he would want to embrace Islam, since praying 5 times a day in Islam isn't a preference. It's not about liking doing it. It's an obligation. So
that's crazy. What I'm starting to think is I don't think Sneako can operate without proper structure. All right, without even himself, right? And I think even when you have proper structure, he still wouldn't follow it, right? Because that's just who he is. He's gonna follow his own beat. He has his own drum. He's got to follow that, right? But again, in his mind, though, he knows that he can't. When he picks things up, he just drops it. He can't stick to something for very long. That's why you see him go on this never-ending grift on just jumping on different hot topics and things like that, right? So I think he has a serious problem with dealing with structure. I think part of him recognized that. That's why he also, if you want to go that route, that's probably why he chose Islam and bigs it up so well, because Islam, part of the structure is prayer. You have to pray. In Christianity, you got to pray, right? It recommends you pray, but it's not saying that it's an obligation to pray to God ceaselessly, right? No, in Islam, you got to do that. That's why you don't join a more serious religion unless you're serious about the religion. That's why Muslims don't play with their faith. I mean, Christians don't play with their faith either. But if you're going to be on this social media network playing these games, all right, if you're going to be bigging up these other religions, well, then you got to understand that you need to take it seriously. It's not just something you can just be a seasonal Muslim and just go home and kick your feet up and then chill with some OnlyFans girls. That's not how that works. That's not. So I don't think he can do it without structure. Sneako absolutely needs that structure, right? So I think that's one of the biggest reasons why.
Using that not as an argument against Islam, but as an argument for the things that he likes, seems to also go against Islam. In favor of Islam is his problem with hierarchies.
Like why I never felt like Christianity spoke to me. For example, like there's a hierarchy. In Christianity, they have, well, in Catholicism, they have bishops, they have priests, they have the Pope. There's like a power structure, like politics in the religion, which makes no sense. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in Islam, there is none. It's just we're all equal. We're all God.
What? Oh, yeah, bro. Get him off the stage. Get him off the stage. What do you mean? You're not all equals in Islam, bro. You have a structure. Every religion has a hierarchy. Again, this dumbass has no idea what he's talking about. All right. I hope these Muslims correct him, because it's like you just sit there and talk about, yeah, we're all equal. No, we're not. Not you. Got your teachers, you got your moms, you got your cleric. Listen, there's a hierarchy to Islam, just like there's a hierarchy to every other religion. You need a hierarchy. You need people who are able to pass down the knowledge to the new recruits of the religion. That's exactly how it works. So the fact that you're saying, oh, yeah, in Islam, we're all just equals. No, you're not. That's not true. That's a goddamn lie, bro. It just proves you don't know what you're talking about.
God's children.
So here Sneako says that he has a problem with hierarchies in Catholicism and therefore converted to Islam, since there are no hierarchies in Islam and we're all children of God. All right, lots of issues with this one. First off, to say that he likes the idea that we're all God's children in Islam rather than Christianity is exactly backwards. The idea that God is our father and we're his children comes straight from Christianity. In fact, it's actually offensive to say such a thing.
Maybe not the word children, but the word creation.
All right, so he said maybe not the word children, but maybe the word creation. And of course, we're all God's children in Christianity as well. So if he wants to change the word to creation, that's fine, but it still doesn't refute the main point of what I was talking about, because of course, there's still hierarchies in God's creation according to Islam as well. The best relationship that we can have with with Allah is a slave-master relationship. Secondly, when it comes to talking about hierarchies, it really depends on what he means when he says that. Now, I'm not a Catholic, so I won't speak to that, but the answer...
But there you go. You should speak to that because there are direct hierarchies in Catholicism. The Pope is like the political leader of a religion.
What? Yes, it's the exact same thing in Islam. You have higher ups who are, matter of fact, bro, even way back when in Islam they had what's called a caliphate, right? Back when you would talk about the glorious expansion of Islam, where it got expanded all over that region. Okay, they had multiple different structures we were called caliphates. Okay, and a caliphate was led by a caliph, and the caliph was basically the political leader and the military leader and the religious leader of that particular kingdom or wherever they settled in, right? So the fact that you're saying there's no, or he's not saying, he's alluding that Islam doesn't have a structure, bro. The whole history was mired in a hierarchical structure. What are you talking about? It just proves you know nothing of what you talk. You just preach stuff and just go about your life doing whatever it is you want to do. You don't care about what's actually happening here. No respect.
I wasn't even planning on having Sneako add to the list of reasons for why he should reject Islam, but again, there it is. We're going off of the reasons that he gives, the reasons for why he says that he doesn't like Catholicism. Not only do they have hierarchies in Islam, which any Muslim would tell you, but also when he talks about the Pope being like a political leader, Sneako must not be aware of the Caliph, which is literally a political leader. So again, according to him and according to his standards, this is one of the reasons for why he rejects Christianity. So if he's consistent, this should also be a reason for why he should reject Islam.
That's facts, bro. Even in Nigeria right now, my home country, okay, we have, because part of our system, we also have a Sharia law, because Islam is also a big population, or not religious affiliation in Nigeria. Okay, so we have Sharia law in accordance with secular law, which obviously doesn't work well. But the imams and the clerics, all right, they are also political leaders for their relative districts that they're presiding over. So that's actually happening right now. Some of them actually carry out, or at least are they what do you call it? They aid in carrying out some of these punishments, right? Like one of the ladies we're talking about who got stoned and burned, right? All because it was blasphemous what they called her conduct in terms of speaking with about Allah, right? They stoned her to death. And then they burned her body to prevent her soul from really ascending to heaven. That all of that shit was coordinated. Okay, so you have Sharia law and you have secular law, and in Sharia law, the Muslim leaders are also the political leaders. So the fact that Sneako doesn't know this is crazy to me, bro.
What about the bishops? What about the priests? See, this is another problem with Christianity, is they can never decide what the is Christianity. Who belongs and who doesn't? None of them even agree.
All right, now, once again, he's giving yet more reasons for why he should reject Islam the further that we go on. Now, I've heard him make this point in other videos, and Sneako seems to be under the impression that Muslims typically agree on who is a Muslim and who isn't. So when he talks about how it's a problem for Christianity since they can't even agree on who belongs and who doesn't, if that's a problem for Christianity, then it's also a problem for him on Islam. One of the most obvious examples of this is that in predominantly Sunni areas, the dominant view is that Shias aren't real Muslims. Now, of course, you're going to find some Sunnis that say that, yes, they are true Muslims, and others that say they aren't. But that's the point. They all don't agree. And
wasn't there a massive war right after Muhammad died? And didn't Muhammad also predict that the war would happen between Muslims themselves, right? And that's exactly what happened. The moment Muhammad died, all of a sudden, there were people who said, no, you know what? This interpretation is what Muhammad really meant. And then the other guys say, no. This interpretation is what Muhammad really meant. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, they're all at war. All saying because Muhammad told them there's only one group that believes in a real Islam, right? And everyone now is saying, well, their interpretation is the one true, religion, which is crazy to me because it's like, listen, you go around, bro, I know Muslims. You go ask Muslims what's a real Muslim, right? A lot of them, they'll probably say they're the ones who are real, and a lot of stuff that other people practice are not real, right? Now, generally speaking, a lot of the younger Muslims I talk to, okay, they basically, a lot of it is just under the banner of Islam. So if you're practicing Muslim, you're a brother, right? That's the way they consider it. But some of these older gentlemen, right, they'll say, hey, no, what this guy's talking, no, that's not real Islam. That's not real Islam at all. This person is not a real Muslim. You know, you can show them 1,000 people. They'll say, okay, that person's not real. That Muslim, they're real Muslim. You can eliminate everybody but themselves. Yeah, no, the faith I practice the real one. How do you know? And it's the same thing in Christianity and all these other religions too as well. There's so many disagreements on the interpretations. For instance, how do we know the evangelicals aren't practicing the real ones, or the one other more modern churches, right? You know, the ones the conservative hates that had the female priests or preachers, right? They hate those churches, right? What about those ones? Are they preaching the right interpretations too? Like, you don't know. There's always going to be a split. That's what happens when you have books written in a way where it's open to multiple interpretations. And that's just what it is. You are born to have different perspective pop out of there.
And it's the same when it comes to Protestants and Catholics. So again, if not knowing who belongs is a problem for Christianity, then it's also a problem for Islam as well. As Muslim friends gave him in response is virtually identical to the Christian position.
Although there will be levels, like for example, the imam or the sheikh will have a certain level, not over people in sight of God, but we listen to them because they have knowledge. People like the leader of the Islamic community, we listen to them because they're the leader. They were kind of put in place by God to make.
Look at Sneako. You're being corrected right now. He's telling you there is a hierarchy. Okay, we have local leaders. We have leaders, bro. Because they have the knowledge to teach us. We can't all just join Islam and then worship what we want. Because how do we know what the fuck we're even doing? So we need someone to pass down that knowledge. Those are the leaders. We consider them leaders, right? They're teachers. By definition, being a teacher is a leadership position because you're in a position where you're able to teach people and guide them and give them information where they can pass on in the future. That's leadership. Okay, so he's absolutely right. The fact that Sneako doesn't get this and he's been shitting on Christianity this entire time just proves the elevated ignorance he's operating under.
The community safe, and they have a responsibility, just like a husband has responsibility for his wife and kids. There's a level of authority there, but it's not that, oh, he's better than us or God loves him more. You can have like a poor person who worships God, who's very loved by God because of their, devotion.
Okay. Now, the only major difference here is that in Christianity, God loves you whether you're faithful to him or not, and if you're a believer or a non-believing sinner, which just isn't the case in Islam. So this means that if hierarchies are a problem for Sneako, then he should also reject Islam. And even more, since he likes the fact that we're all God's children, then he should not only reject Islam, but also embrace Christianity, since that's a Christian concept, not an Islamic one. But the next reason that he gives creates an even bigger...
Yeah, bro, I would tell you this. My Muslim friend hates dogs, dog. I'm gonna just be real with you. He did he's like super in his face. They don't appreciate dogs at all. So animals aren't even treated like equals. There's a hierarchy when it comes to that. And to be fair, it is like that same thing in religion, right? And not religion, in Christianity, because Adam in the Bible, it says that God told Adam he has dominion over the animals in the animal kingdom. So even in that aspect, there's no hierarchy there, right? And what am I even talking about? They're all from the same book, right? They're all from Judeo, like they're all the same thing. Islam is just a part of the Christianity, and just like the Torah is the Old Testament, things like that. They're all part of the same story. It's all what it is. So again, I don't know, but like in the Quran, like they don't look kindly to dogs like that, bro. And that's fine. I mean, that is what it is. Just like in Christianity, they don't look too kindly on the serpents because not serpents. What do you call it? Snakes, because they represent Satan, right? The snakes represent the devil, right? And there's some Christians out there I know for a fact are snake handlers. There's some Christians out there that probably love snakes and all these other reptiles. So are they bad Christians because they love snakes? And in the Bible, snakes represent the devil? No, right? So again, it just comes down to what side of the religion you side with. That's why I try to stay out of it. I'm not particularly religious, right? You can call me functionally Catholic. A lot of people get pissed when I say that because I do not I barely go to church, man, but I just say that, okay? I might be going to hell, who knows? But I'm not out here telling people how they should live their lives, right? Or what God they should believe in or what not, all right? And that doesn't mean like I'm like an atheist. I think y'all are crazy, right? Just throw it out there, right? I'm not going to deny that there isn't a God or anything like that because I certainly don't know. Like, life enough is so fascinating, you can't even break that. But again, to see you just got it really comes down to what side of the fence you're on, man. That's why I don't like to speak in absolutes like a lot of these guys who are either like Sneako, who are Muslim converts, or guys who are just evangelicals trying to force their religion down, because you don't know what's out there. You don't know what's right. For all you know, Christianity could be the poor choice, or Islam could be the poor choice, or Buddha could be the poor choice. We don't know. We just don't know. So I'm gonna just chill here and live my life. How about that?
Problem for his conversion.
What I like about Islam and why it's haram to draw Muhammad, and that's why I didn't really resonate with Christianity a lot growing up, because it's like they're all the images that they put of God. It doesn't make sense to me. We are not capable of visualizing what the creator of the universe looks like, what he's doing. Why is he in a cloud chilling with a beard? Why is he white? Why is God a dude? It doesn't make any sense. So there's no point in us even conceptualizing it, because we can.
Shout out to all the autistic schizos in the Rumble chat, where every single time a YouTuber has to go and steal the content and not ever cite. Look at that. He fucking credited Jadion in the description, but didn't put my own link to my channel, which they all do. Oh, put your paper.
God, you're such a clout demon, Sneako. My goodness. You're not even listening to his talking points. You're just mad because you didn't get cited. That's clownish, dog.
Pal. But then don't put the link to my Rumble channel, right? But all you autistic schizos who just say top H the whole time and get the chat blurred, how many times have we seen this?
Never have the capability.
All right. So first off, I didn't blur the chat. I actually got this clip off of Muslim channels that other Muslims posted on YouTube. Secondly, I actually credit him and Jadion in the same thing. The only reason I tag Jadion is because he has a YouTube channel, so therefore YouTube allows for me to tag his name. If Sneako didn't get kicked off of YouTube, I would have loved to tag Sneako as well, because tagging people gets their attention sometimes, and of course I wanted Sneako to see this video. So
hey Sneako, you're not part of the team. That's right. You're not even on YouTube, so why does it matter? You talk about I didn't get tagged, you don't even have the channel. you back over there on Rumble with the rest of the YouTube rejects. You're not hanging with the cool kids over here, boy. That's why you didn't get tagged. My boy, bro, he's over here talking about, you didn't tag me, but you tagged Dion. Yeah, because you're not part of the club, my nigga. You over there with the reject squad. Hey, somebody get his ass over to the other side. I think he in the wrong aisle. You in the wrong aisle, bro. Get out of here. This is for people with channels only, okay?
As the video goes on, Sneako complains more and more about this, and I didn't care because it's irrelevant to my point. So I added a link to his Rumble channel in my previous video, since I genuinely don't have a problem with it. But with that being said, I don't recall Sneako linking me in his video description either. So if it was that bad and that messed up, he should have linked me as well. But of course, I honestly couldn't care less, because that's not even the point.
No disrespect to the Catholics watching.
Oh, real quick on that point. The reason why I added that clip where he says no disrespect to the Catholics that are watching, the reason I added that is because later on in the conversation, he said, I know people are going to clip this, but if you clip it, just go ahead and add the part where I said no disrespect to the Catholics. So I added that point just to honor what he was saying.
I like the fact that Islam doesn't draw Muhammad, peace be upon him. You're not supposed to ever visualize that, because he was not alive in our time. There's no way that we would know what he looked like, especially.
That's a damn lie, bro. If you even look at some of the archaeological findings that they dug up recently, they found like artist depictions of Muhammad. You can even Google it right now and find it yourself. There were people back in the day that had artistic depictions of Muhammad. Now, there was a certain point in time where a leader came into power and decided that wasn't cool anymore, and Islam has been going on like that ever since, without putting the image out there of Muhammad. And that's fine. You could call that a Reformation period they went through during that time, where they said, hey, it's probably not a good thing to be drawing the image of our prophet or the image of our God, because how do we know, right? Now, it's not the same with Christianity because maybe they haven't gone through that Reformation yet, or they'll probably never will because they don't have a problem with artistically depicting their God or their savior or whatever it is. But to sit there and say that Islam didn't do that's not true. That's historically not true. You're basically spit in the face of all the historical Islamic leaders that actually set the platform for what the religion is today. You're just slapping them in the face because some of them that conquered in the name of Allah, they showed their art. They showed their appreciation. It was an appreciation to their God. Now, over time, it wasn't okay, but to just say that never happened is not true. I mean, that's crazy.
Allah, God, is never drawn. We have no idea what he looks like, or because there's no way, humans are too stupid. We're not mentally capable of understanding what God would look like.
We can't conceptualize.
We can't conceptualize. So it's not supposed to. In Christianity, I'll grow up and you have like God on a cloud. And it's like this guy with a white dude on a beard. And he's like laying in a cloud and he's like putting his hand down. Like, why?
So, as you just heard, he thinks that it's wrong.
Ready for his argument? He's going to say that Catholics are different from whatever branch of Christianity he's a part of.
Nope, incorrect. But just going off of his other comments, if that were the point that I was making, he would, of course, argue that it wasn't a good response because there's disagreements between Catholics and Protestants. Of course, he would be saying all of this while not realizing that he'll disagree with Shias on all kinds of things that he's not even aware of yet, even on this very issue that we're talking about. He's going to disagree with someone, whether it be Sunnis or Salafis or Shias or another school of thought and so on. So again, if that were a problem for Christianity, then it would also be a problem for him on Islam as well. But if conceptualizing or visualizing God is a problem for Sneako and not just backwards reasoning to come up with justification for why he's accepting Islam, then once again, Sneako has some serious problems. The first reason why is because according to some Islamic teachers,
Allah described in the Quran that he has a face. Allah described in the Quran that he has two hands.
And both of Allah's hands are right hands.
We believe that both of the hands of Allah are what? Huh?
The hadith says very clearly that both his hands are right.
The saq here refers to Allah's shin.
You know what's crazy? That's I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but that's one of the one commonalities that I find when you're looking at Christianity and Judaism and what do you call it, Islam, right? Because it's this issue they have with the left hand, right? Because even in Christianity, you're sitting on Jesus sitting on the right side of God, not on the left side of God, because somehow the left side is not deemed as important as the right side, right? So therefore, the right hand is seen as more, I don't know, more divine, I guess, than the left hand. So that's something that always bothered me, right? I'm like, that didn't make sense. Like, why? Because my mom when I was growing up, she would hammer that in, like, oh, don't hand me anything with your left hand. You hand me things with your right hand. Like, it's crazy. Even our culture, it's seen as a sign of disrespect because we're heavily influenced with Christianity. So it's just I never understood that. Like, didn't God make my left hand too? Like, why is my left hand a problem? Like, that's crazy. But it's interesting to see that also in Islam that Muhammad is depicted as two right hands. I wonder if that's so. Some of you guys who are Muslims in the chat, Muad'Dib, if you're in the chat, help me clarify this. Is the reasoning of Muhammad being depicted with two right hands because in Islam they also have the same view of like the left being less righteous than the right hand side, right? Let me know. I'm actually curious. I'm genuinely curious about that.
He has a leg. The Quran says that Allah has one eye.
Read Surah Qalam, Surah number 68, ayat number 42. The shin of Allah is mentioned.
In fact, Sheikh Uthman, the one who brought Sneako to his first mosque, he believes that Allah has
That's not true. Sartoro Shooter did.
Parts as well, although Shooter gets pretty fuzzy when he's pressed on exactly what those body parts look like. But here's the thing, even as I played those clips, if Sneako were listening to those Muslim leaders describing Allah, then it would actually be impossible for Sneako not to conceptualize Allah. So in other words, he would be doing the very thing that he gave as a reason for why he rejects Christianity. Now, unfortunately,
he took those clips out of context. Yeah, I mean, it's Abba and Preach editing, so his argument makes sense.
Now, when he says that I took these clips out of context, this again shows that he does not understand Islam. This is Salafi Doctrine 101, and he can go watch any of those clips in their context, and he'll learn that that's 100% their point. And that's why I later made the point that whether he agrees or he disagrees with them, then it's still a problem for his objection.
But also, that doesn't refute the fact that I said that there's no depictions. Description is different than depiction.
All right, so he says that depictions are different than descriptions, but they aren't, given how he argued. You have to remember that there's a reason for why I chose to use the words visualize and conceptualize. And the reason why is because those are the words that he used as he described what the problem was. He's the one that said that the problem is visualizing or conceptualizing Allah, since we can't conceptualize or visualize Allah or Muhammad. But as I try to demonstrate with those clips, if conceptualizing is a problem, then that's a conceptualization. And if visualizing were the problem, then it's not a problem, since it's not a tenet of Christianity anyway. And by the way, by him saying this, then he would have to believe that Shias aren't true Muslims. The reason why is because a lot of Shias don't have a problem with you drawing Muhammad unless it's done in a disrespectful way. But I would say if he has a problem with it, he's free to go to a Sunni church who agrees with them, in the same way that he can go to a Christian church that doesn't have pictures of Jesus. All right. Let's keep going. He goes in a bit of a dilemma. He can either accept or reject these teachers' interpretation of those passages in the Quran and the Hadiths. If he rejects their interpretation, then he would have to interpret those passages as non-literal representations of God, which is the very thing that everyone knows is true about the paintings that he's referencing. No one thinks that those are actually real depictions of what God is supposed to look like. But regardless, if Sneako doesn't like pictures of God, then he can still reject those, since those aren't a feature of Christianity. It's not
that's facts. Even in Christianity right now, the artistic depiction of Jesus that we have isn't actually Jesus. It's some Italian Pope's nephew guy. I forgot the name. Who knows the name of that guy? It was a guy that literally his ego was so out of this world. He basically depicted Jesus as himself, right? His own likeness. He was basically like a nephew of the Pope back in the day, because when the Pope had a shit ton of power in Christianity, right? And he was like a nephew who was running some kind of like land or whatever it is, and he's pretty successful, and then depicted himself as Jesus, right? So every image that was created was in his likeness, the long straight hair, the goatee, right? That's all that Italian dude. So it was very interesting. Marie Cesare Borgia. Oh yeah, so he was the son of the Pope. I thought it was like a nephew. Okay, he was the son of the Pope, and he basically said, yeah, no, I'm Jesus. Which is crazy to me, to even get away with doing that without being like hanged. Because you know how people were super serious about blasphemy, you'd get stoned to death if they considered you a witch. Okay, so it's funny how the son of a pope can basically say, yeah, no, I'm Jesus. Jesus looked like me. And they just went with it. So much so that we're still going with this image. It's crazy. But again, it just shows you religion is different for different people at the end of the day. Shout out to you, Marie. Thank you so much for the help with that.
As if these pictures are found in the Bible or they're part of any Christian teaching.
But they put it in churches. You see depictions of God, like on the giant glass ceilings and everything. You see depictions.
Again, if he wants to use that as a reason for why he rejects the Catholic Church, that's fine. But he can't reject Christianity because of it. Obviously, the Bible doesn't say that God is an old white man. But on the other hand, if he does accept those,
and even culturally, it's forbidden to draw Muhammad, peace be upon him, or even it's completely against even drawing Jesus. You can't do that.
Muslims' interpretations of Allah, then he should reject Islam, since he's against conceptualizing or visualizing God. And not only that, but he should also accept Christianity, because even as Mufti Abdullah says, the Quranic depiction of Allah is far worse than God being pictured as a white man.
Honestly, that is not that. They've got some picture of some kind of a gremlin.
And last but definitely not least is perhaps the most absurd of them all. Now, here's where his reaction starts to pick up. And in my opinion, things get better and better. And he clearly gets more and more upset as the video goes on. But before we get to that point, real quick, we have to take a second just to mention the sponsor of today's video.
Speaking of which, the sponsor of today's video is me, chat. So how about we get the likes up? We got over 200 people in here, and we only got 99 likes. Could we at least get 120? Get that 120, chat. Let's do it. That's the sponsorship of the show. Get the likes up. How about that? Just do that. But let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes here.
And the Quran hasn't. But you're probably wondering to yourself right now, Why would that be the most absurd of all of his claims, since that's a claim that Muslims often make? Well, it's not the ignorance of the claim that makes it the most interesting, but instead it's the way that he argues for it. So the context here in this clip that I'm about to play is that Sneako is having a debate with Gideon on Islam and Christianity, and Sneako is coming across as if he literally doesn't know any of the basics of the Bible.
What's the chapter and verse of that?
Matt, verse 39.
What's the chapter?
I don't know. There's been so many different. There's so many different versions of the Bible, bro.
What other versions of the Bible are there?
There's so many, bro.
Okay, tell me some.
Okay, let's look up versions of the Bible. We have the King James Version, the English Standard Version, the New American Standard, the New English Bible.
You know the funny thing about all those different versions, Sneako?
What?
They're all just different translations, buddy.
Damn, bro. Damn. To get told up like Gideon, letting you know they're just different versions, bro. That's just it. God damn, bro. Sneako.
But it gets worse.
Most people haven't read the original version. Have you heard of the Council of Nicaea? There's been a lot of chapters that have been removed, and the Bible's been tampered and manipulated with a lot over the years. Well, they did remove the Council of Nicaea from the original Bible. A lot of people haven't read those parts of the Bible.
Council of Nicaea. What are you saying? There's a book called the Council of Nicaea?
Yeah.
There's not no book called the Council of Nicaea.
No, it's not a book, but there was a council that removed parts of the Bible. Not a whole book, but it's there you go.
So, as you just heard, Sneako rejects the credibility.
Bro, what type of Abba and Preach Christian channel is this, man? What does Abba and Preach got to do with this? Like, why is Abba? What do you mean? Last I checked, I didn't know if they did any collaborations with Abba and Preach. Why are you putting him in that category and he not even in that category, bro? He's addressing you right now, but you're comparing him to somebody else. That's crazy to me. Why get off of Abba's nuts? Like, what's wrong with you, dog? It's like you're bringing Abba into a situation that has nothing to do with Abba. Abba didn't live it. Like, what do you mean? Are you trying to say his editing style is like Abba and Preach? You mean editing your videos like most reaction videos should be edited? Like, I don't get this. Why is this? What does this have to do with Abba and Preach? Jeez, bro. I swear to God, they have been scarred by Abba and Preach and Destiny. A lot of these red pillars, man, they got PTSD from these guys. That's why they can't go a sentence without including them in their mouths.
Do you see the selective editing here? I went and explained exactly what the Council of Nicaea was in that debate, and he completely clips it out because there's silence. And then to his viewers, he's like, whoa, he was quiet for 3 seconds. Debunked? Silence doesn't mean debunked. That means that we're figuring things out and having a convo. What the
of the Bible in favor of Islam.
What the is this editing?
All right, so here he's making a couple claims. First, he said how I clipped out the part where he goes on to explain what the Council of Nicaea was, but this is him yet again jumping the gun because I do play his clip just a little bit after this. And by the way, on a side note, I have no reason to try to be sneaky because I don't gain anything for getting things wrong. If I get something wrong in something like this, if Muslims don't agree with me, then I can't reach the Muslims. And even if I were only talking to Christians, I wouldn't want to discredit my credibility anyway. So I gain nothing by just making stuff up or lying or getting stuff wrong. So like with all of my videos, if I get something wrong, then it was unintentional. And I always try to go to the sources. Now, you can believe that or not. I really don't care, but that's the truth. All right, let's keep going. Because they removed the book of the Council of Nicaea from the Bible. Now, for anyone who knows literally anything about church history, they know that the Council of Nicaea is not a book, but instead it's a council. Now, ordinarily, it wouldn't be a big deal that he's ignorant on Christianity and Islam since he's a new convert, but that's not the point. The point is, this is a problem since the reasons that he converted are based on the ignorance of Islam and Christianity. So after taking a second to Google the Council of Nicaea, Sneako says this.
There's no book of what?
There was a council called the Council of Nicaea that manipulated the original Bible.
All right, pause right there for a second, because what's so insane about this is that even on his screen, on the front page of his Google search, it says there is no historical basis for the idea that Nicaea established the canon and created the Bible. It's literally right there.
I didn't say that the Council of Nicaea created. I never said that. I said they changed it.
On his screen, and it's highlighted. This means that not only is he not reading the screen, but it also means that he didn't even take the time to do a 2-second Google search on the Council of Nicaea before deciding that this was his reason for rejecting Christianity and embracing.
It's such an idiot. Sneako is just such an idiot, bro.
In Islam. So now when it comes to his
bro, this dude is fucking disingenuous as f. When did I ever say that the Council of Nicaea created the Bible?
All right, so here he's focused on the part where it says that they created it, but that's not the relevant part. So maybe I could have done a better job here articulating what exactly I was referring to. The part that I was focusing on was the establishment of the canon. And for those that don't know, the canon refers to the authoritative books of the Bible. So when he argues that most people haven't read the original version of the Bible since they removed, changed, or edited books of the Bible during the Council of Nicaea, and he argues that the Bible that we have today is the edited version that we got from them, then that means that they established the Bible or the canon of scripture at the Council of Nicaea. I mean, if they changed stuff or they removed stuff from the Bible at the Council of Nicaea and the one we have today is the one we got from the Council of Nicaea, then that would mean that they established the Bible. Now, again, this might not be his fault because, again, I could have done a better job explaining exactly what I was referring to. But
you did fine. Even a 5-year-old could understand that explanation. And we know that Sneako is not even up to that level of a 5-year-old. Matter of fact, saying that Sneako is up to that level is an insult to a 5-year-old. So you're absolutely right. And listen, I get it. You're trying to figure out ways to reach and connect with the younger generation. But Sneako isn't the average young generation. He's just an idiot. Okay. So again, Google at the tip of your fingers. You could easily Google this shit, but you could tell he doesn't. He doesn't do any of this research. He just speaks off of the cuff like that and just assumes he's right. Coming from a guy who never apologizes for anything, never takes accountability for anything, and then sits there with the balls to just lambast other people and their religion. Stop doing that, bro. Like, listen, stop shitting on other people's religion. You can point out facts and certain things based off of the things that are out there. Like if you got stuff in the Bible and you're saying, hey, this doesn't make sense, and you want to make an argument to somebody, that's fine because you're using text that is written to go ahead and combat that. You're not making shit up. The same thing with Islam. You're using the text to try to develop an argument. And people who are religious will actually welcome that, right? Muslims, I know, they love to talk about freaking Islam and their religion and whatnot because it's an opportunity for them to kind of figure out what's going on with that. The same thing with Christians, at least. Well, some Christians I know. Some Christians I know, they like talking about it. All right, those are the real devout ones. And other Christians, they just like to live their lives, which is cool. It is what it is. But generally, people love to discuss their faith. So if you know what you're talking about, you should probably go have a conversation with them. But then again, Sneako doesn't because the people around him, he surrounds himself with people who aren't even knowledgeable out there in religion, right? You're going to talk about Fuzi. I don't even know if Fuzi knows his ass from his face, okay? So I don't think he's even knowledgeable in that. You gotta understand, man. You got to surround yourself with people who want the best for you in order for you to succeed. As Sneako, you're not going to succeed, especially if people around you don't know anything about Islam and don't care for it either. And that's the harsh truth.
Regardless, and per usual, I address his claim of the Bible being changed right after he complains about it once again. Honestly, I feel bad for him. He's likely just repeating Muslim slogans about this, not realizing that this actually comes from a Dan Brown novel and not actual history. If anyone decides to go look up the actual history, then like Sneako, it would only take you really 2 seconds to learn that the Council of Nicaea literally had nothing to do with determining what books went into the Bible and what books didn't. In fact, the council wasn't even about the books of the Bible. Instead, it was about the Arian heresy. That point alone nullifies all of his other points anyway, so really doesn't matter. So honestly, I think that Sneako was misled here by some Muslim apologists who either knew or should have known better. But again, let's be charitable because I'm a charitable guy and I'm feeling really charitable today. So let's say that Sneako is right that they actually did remove books from the Bible at the Council of Nicaea. Well, the problem with that claim is that we literally have tens of thousands of quotes from church fathers citing the scriptures long before, and we have dozens of manuscripts from before the Council of Nicaea.
So which version of the Bible is he talking about? There's one Quran. It's lasted 1,400 years. He said that he doesn't even agree with Catholics. They haven't, bro. All Christians have their own version of the Bible. They're all different. There's not one consistent Bible. Of course, there's English translations of the Quran, But even then, people who read the English version or read translations know that it's not as accurate as the Arabic Quran is, the original one. There's one, and everything in Islam is cited exactly to that. I don't even, Chet, for the Christians who are saying that he's cooking, do you even know which version of the Bible he's talking about? Because all of them are different.
All right, so
There's different translations. What are you talking about?
obviously that's not true. You don't believe me? Go ahead and go to your church and then go compare your Bible with the person sitting next to you. All of them have the same Bible. They're not different Bibles. What is different are the different translations. And once again, if that's a problem in Christianity, that would also be a problem in Islam. But to say
Islam has that, you like Arabic to English is not a perfect translation, bro. You're gonna have different things that'll be worded differently, right? That's why if you read in Arabic, it's gonna have a different translation than if you read the English, because some words don't usually match up. So I don't know why Sneako is choosing that hill to die on.
Say that all Christians have a different Bible, that's a claim that just doesn't make any sense.
Because all of them are different. The Christians cannot decide which one is actual Christian canon.
All right, again, I have no idea what he's talking about here. The best that I can think of is that he might be referring to the Catholic and the Protestant Bibles being different. If that's what he's saying, then yeah, his claim makes a little bit more sense, since the Catholic Bible includes more books than the Protestant Bible. If that's the case, it's two. And it's not as if the books are different or the words are different or anything like that. They have the same books in the Bible, but the Catholics have a few additional books. A potential parallel here might be referring to the Muslim sources. They do have the same Quran, but they differ on sources. Sunnis and Shias disagree on which hadiths are reliable and which ones aren't, which again is fine. I don't see that as a problem for Muslims. I'm only going off of his claims here. So if I took his claim seriously, then it would kind of be like me saying, so which sources are you even talking about? Sunnis and Shias have different sources. Sneako doesn't even agree with the Shias. Again, that wouldn't be a good argument against Islam, but it is a good argument against the reasons that Sneako gives. It was even a thought. So if someone really did change the Bible at the Council of Nicaea, then it would be pretty easy for textual critics to know what they changed and to fix it. We wouldn't be relying on the Council of Nicaea to know what was in the Bible anyway. And of course, when it comes to the Old Testament, then Sneako has also been deceived in believing that the Old Testament was changed as well, when in reality, history once again shows us that it wasn't. For a long time,
Always source. Thanks for the 35. This is taken out of context. Appreciate you.
All right, real quick. This is actually kind of funny here because he stops seemingly thinking that the chat was actually helping him out here. But once he realized that they weren't helping him out, he gets annoyed and then he moves on.
Always source. Thanks for the 35. This is taken out of context. Appreciate you. She was saying why she left her ex and why a man like Sneako drive you crazy because they don't simp and check her. She never talked. Okay, I don't know what the you guys are talking about.
The earliest that's my interpretation of what happened. I could be wrong, but that's how it looked to me. The manuscripts of the Old Testament that we had were from the 10th century AD. But once we found the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947, we found Old Testament manuscripts that were more than 1,000 years older than the ones that we previously had. So of course, this gave us the opportunity to see if the Old Testament manuscripts that we had been changed or not. But once we compared them with one another, they proved to be virtually exact. So not only do we know that the New Testament wasn't changed, but we also know that the Old Testament wasn't changed either. And by the
Damn, Sneako, if you just did some research, you would have known all of this. And we know that because the old, like, listen, again, this is all the same part of the same religion, right? Just different I wouldn't say sects. What would you call it? Because you say chapters. I wouldn't even say chapters either, because Islam is a different. I mean, it's part of the whole what do you call it? Judeo-Christian, or not Judeo-Christian, but what do you call it? I'm the word is spacing from my mouth right now, guys. Chat, help me out. It's part of the same. What do you call that? The religious sect that Islam, Christianity, and Judaism falls under. What is that called? What is the overall arc called? Y'all help me out with that. I'm spacing on that. But yeah, it's all part of the same thing. So of course, you're going to expect to see some level of consistency there. That's just what it's called, right? Abrahamic, shout out to you. Maria's on it. Dominic, shout out to you. Seven Dry, shout out. Seven Dirty, shout out to you. Hey, 210, shout out to you. I appreciate it. Abrahamic religion, that's right. Listen, they're all part of the same Abrahamic faith. Okay, so you're going to expect some consistency between the two. Matter of fact, you'll probably expect to see overlappings between all three. So I don't get why Sneako is trying to make it a hill that he wants to die on.
By the way, Sneako, if you're watching this, I'd love to have a conversation with you in private or in public about this. So reach out to me if you're interested.
Yeah, bro. But look at the fucking snake that you did. Using so many clips, but the fact that, and this is what I'm so sick about these fucking bot tubers, is right now, I'm not even lying, I'm dominating on YouTube. I'm pulling in so many views on YouTube. And if I was still on there, the amount of money that I'm missing out of because I was banned 7 months ago is insane. And all these people that make videos about me do not credit my channel. But the fact that he went out there to credit Gideon because he's on his side of the argument, and he didn't even use a clip from his stream. He just cited him because he agrees with him.
All right, again,
how is that the only thing he's focused on? Like, you're not even gonna call out the other arguments that he made. You're just focused on the fact that he didn't give you a shout out. Yo, my boy is such a clout demon, bro. Get off of that. How about the points he's levying against you right now?
That's just ridiculous. The reason why I tagged Gideon is because he has a YouTube channel, so I could use a tag in replacement of his name. If Sneako had a YouTube channel, then I would have tagged Sneako in the video because I could have used Sneako's tag rather than his name. So this has nothing to do with Gideon being on my side or whatever, because I don't even know what Gideon really actually even fully believes. Again, the clips that I got were from Muslim YouTubers, which
And that's the problem with Sneako, right? This is part of like the cult-like mentality he's fostering amongst young people, because it's the us versus them. Oh, look at what do you mean? He's criticizing me, and his videos are awfully edited like Abba and Preach's, so he must be on Team Abba and Preach to try to silence me. See, chat, this is what I talk about. There's always a nefarious agenda that these guys are doing just to criticize us. Therefore, their criticism is invalid. It's like, no, bro, stop trying to make it this person's against you and that person's against you, whatever it is. Stop. It's not like that. There are people who are genuinely criticizing you, and they genuinely want you to understand stuff. Like, for me, I criticize to clown you. That just is what it is. I mean, it's factual criticism, but I'm purposely trying to clown you because it is what it is, right? But he's doing it a little bit different. He's actually nice about it. He's breaking it down. He's letting you know, hey, it almost seems like he's coming from a place of trying to get Sneako to understand where he's coming from and why Sneako is wrong in the talking points he's spewing out there. He's not being mean. He's not being so the fact that Sneako's trying to take it as, oh yeah, you were probably sent by Abba and Preach. Yeah, that's right. Abba and Preach sent you to destroy me. It's like, yo, get off your fucking high horse. You're not all that, bro. Just relax.
By the way, I went ahead and added those clips in the description to the last video, so that way you can see how I did not take Sneako out of context. Oh, and one more thing about that point. There's a reason why I said in public or in private, I would like to have a conversation with them. And the reason why is because I don't have any interest in trying to dunk on Sneako for the sake of clout or whatever else like that. I do want to expose his reasons for you guys, but when it comes to...
I do. See, that's why he's a better man than me. I'll expose you for clout. Yeah, hell yeah. I don't care. Y'all, hey, listen, if y'all are going to exploit young men anyways for clout, you deserve to be exposed for it. And I'm going to get clout off of it too. So yeah, I'm sorry. That's why I say he's a better man than me. Again, he's trying to actually educate you, Sneako. So I don't know why you sit here talking about, you're just trying to hate and whatnot. You Abba Preach. No, bro. He's even wanting to have a conversation with you offline. Clearly, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to Christianity, because you are spewing a bunch of misinformation regarding Christianity, which is crazy. And why well, first of all, you as a Muslim just shitting on other religion is crazy to me, dog. Like, that's not how you should be conducting yourself. You need to respect other people's religion. That just is what it is. You just shitting on Christians. Like, what? Like, what? That's wild to me, bro. Like, especially if you're under that Abrahamic faith, like, because you're technically just shitting yourself. There are aspects of the Bible that even Muslims can agree on. So I don't understand why you're coming from this, oh, it's our side versus them. They're all under the same Abrahamic faith. So get over yourself.
To Sneako, I honestly just want him to come to a knowledge of the truth. It obviously wouldn't be a fair debate if I was going to debate Sneako, since I've been doing this for a lot longer. So I'm not interested in trying to debate him to make him look dumb or anything like that. I genuinely just want to educate him and help him to come to know the truth, so that way he can make a more informed decision.
That's some bro. That is so disingenuous. And you really had the, like, you're going to put your PayPal and your Patreon. Where's my Rumble link? Did you even crop out my watermark from the stream? That is so...
No, of course, I did not crop out his watermark, as he'll come to realize here in a moment.
I'm not even going to copyright claim it, but put the popular influence. These people don't even know. Do you know that? You know how many people come up to me, chat, and they're like, "Yo, I see your YouTube videos all the time." I was sparring yesterday, and
nigga, you don't have a YouTube channel. Where are they seeing you? On somebody else's channel that probably ain't even crediting your ass because you don't have a channel, which is why he couldn't tag you because you don't have a channel. I would tag you too, but nigga, you ain't part of the club. You off with the other YouTube rejects on Rumble. Unfortunately, my nigga, we can't tag Rumble because Rumble is a player fucking 2. It doesn't fucking matter. It's not part of the main event over here. It's over there. So I don't know why you sitting there on the reject squad. Okay, somebody, I don't know why you didn't credit me. You use my content, but you're gonna credit me. I should copyright strike. How? With what channel? Explain to me how you're gonna strike his channel with what YouTube channel, my nigga? Like, what are you talking about? Again, this guy's obsession with clout is insane to me. Oh, you didn't credit me. You ain't got a channel. You don't have a channel. You're done. Okay, you're on the Regis squad. I'm sure if he had a Rumble channel, he can tag you on Rumble. But we ain't part of that squad now, ain't we? Jeez, bro, this guy, get over yourself.
Dude, like in between rounds is like, "Yo, watch your YouTube videos." I'm like, I'm like, take out my mouth. I don't have YouTube. Because these people don't credit me. They'll use my name, they'll use my likeness, they'll do all the, and they don't even say what website I'm on. Fucking annoying.
Interesting. Sneako then goes on to argue that the reason why he converted to Islam is because there's only one Arabic Quran that hasn't been changed at all.
You know what book has never been manipulated? You know what book has no 30 different versions of it? Look what he did. Did he? Oh, no. You can see the watermark.
See? I didn't crop out his watermark. Now, I know that he doesn't know me, but something like this would never even cross my mind. Why would I be so petty as to cross out his watermark for fear that other people can find him on Rumble when all they have to do is a Google search or any kind of search to find out that he's on Rumble? Some people have been saying that this is...
Listen. The reason why he assumes you're that petty is because Sneako himself is that petty. Again, these guys that claim that, everyone's just trying to use me for clout. No, they are the ultimate clout chasers because they use other people for clout, right? Look at Myron. He basically, the whole Fresh and Fit platform was clout chase to the top. And that's essentially what they did, right? Same thing with Sneako. Matter of fact, what Sneako is actively doing right now is clout chasing to the top, even going as low as using other people's religion to even get there. Okay, so the fact that he's obsessed and thinking that you're doing whatever you got to do, what do you mean, to go ahead and suppress him and not give him his credit it's a projection is what he's doing. He's projecting because deep down he wouldn't even name you by name. Look how he's treating Destiny right now. They're beefing and he's not even referencing Destiny by name. He's too proud to reference Destiny by name. The person who's an even bigger YouTuber than you, because now all of a sudden you're beefing. He's like, yeah, the YouTuber with the blue hair, right? The liberal with the blue hair. That's what he's relegated to because he doesn't want to give Destiny the clout, even though Destiny has way more clout than Sneako would ever have, especially with your Rumble bots combined. So I just find this so interesting. Again, deep down, he's projecting because he would do that to you. The reason why he's not doing that to you right now is because you're not really being mean to him. And realistically, you can tell with this video, you don't see a whole lot of ego involved in it. He's just really just trying to let you know, Sneako. So I think Sneako is more receptive to this kind of messaging, especially even if it's Sneako's chat are basically receptive to this guy's messaging. Considering that Sneako's chat are majority Muslims, the fact that they're agreeing with this guy, who I'm assuming is a Christian, is a testament to how wrong and morally bankrupt Sneako has become.
Is all just a big red herring and an excuse for not dealing with my actual video or the content of my video. But honestly, don't think that's the case. I think that for whatever reason, he really is triggered over this, although it's something that I personally don't relate to at all.
That's why I had to put this shit right here. Stay consistent for 1,400 years. I'm just giving you a reason why I believe in the Quran more, because I can be certain that this hasn't been tampered with the way the Bible has. But the original text of the Quran has never been tampered with, has never been manipulated. And this is the one that you could always go to. It's the same. It's consistent for 1,400 years.
And I was planning on responding to this claim to show how, once again, this should cause him to reject Islam and to embrace Christianity. But then I thought, you know what? I know someone who could answer this claim far better than I could.
You're not even going to answer. That's the biggest reason. That's my biggest reason. And you're not even going to.
And so I called my friend David Wood and I asked him if he would cover this point. And Let me tell you, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for Sneako, then comes David's video. Go ahead and click here to see what I mean. And the next time that you give reasons for
What the? You're going to put a cliffhanger on the big point?
converting to Islam. Yes, a cliffhanger, because I wanted to actually give a full video to the other one. And as I said in the video, I thought David would do a better job than me at responding to this question, and he did. So it's not about my video, Sneako. It's about the information that—
Who's David Wood? And should we watch this video? Because like anybody clowning Sneako, I'm all game for it. But that'd be dope. I want to see what's going on over here. But I want to let's get to. So Sneako saw this video, right? And obviously he wasn't too pleased with it. So Sneako decided, well, you know what? I have to respond to it. Again, listen, just because Sneako, he's part of the Rumble squad, I don't feel like going on Rumble today because that's the reject platform. We don't want to do that today. I know some days I play a Rumble video, but today we're just not dealing with Rumble today, okay? So we're going to do another reaction section, okay? We're going to be reacting to Sneako's reaction to What Do You Meme's reaction to Sneako's original reaction to his original video, okay? Again, we're diving too deep into this rabbit hole, so go ahead and get the likes up right now because it's about to get crazy. But Sneako saw this particular video, and of course he had something to say about it because he took it personally. All right, and What Do You Mean end up responding to it, so we're gonna go with his response because I'd much rather do that than go on a reject channel like Rumble. I mean, who's over there again? Who's over on Rumble? I don't know who's over there. What's going on Rumble, bro? Let me pull up this video real quick because it was freaking hilarious. Let's get it.
The relationship between me and Sneako has been getting pretty serious as of late, as he went from initially seeming to hate me.
Bro, but look at the fucking snake you did. This is what I'm so sick about, these fucking bot tubers.
To defending me to his audience.
Some people are calling him punchable, stuff like that. I can't even lie, bro. He seems like, I like this dude.
And now finally, well, becoming my new stan.
What do you mean?
So I know you're all wondering right now, how did we get here? And now that Sneako is such a big fan of me and my work, how did he take the gospel message at the end of my recent video? Well, you might be shocked. Let's find out. So Sneako responded to my recent video called
Sneako Rage Quits Islam,
where I talk about his recent stance towards the rules in Islam, rules that he doesn't seem to be taking very well.
How much stuff do I have to give up? Pork, fun, alcohol, women, gambling, music, about everything.
Now, in the first half of his response, he really doesn't say much other than making fun of my dad jokes, which was well deserved, by the way, because my dad jokes in that video were cringy. I mean, intentionally cringy, but nonetheless, all right, they were pretty cringy. So I'll take the L on that one. But about halfway through is where things start to get far more interesting, in my opinion. I'll link his full video down below if you want to watch his first half, but after he defended me to his audience, he gets to the parts of my video where the points that I was making start to get more serious. So let's hear how he responded to those points. Sneako was left with the decision to make. Would he choose to follow the rules that Allah demands, or would he choose to willfully sin against Allah and therefore disappoint his new Muslim fans? Well, we didn't have to wait too long to find out because he answered this question in a follow-up stream.
But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna do it. Like I'm getting into real estate now, and buying a whole house cash up front is just like, I'd rather finance it, stuff like that. There's so much interest involved. I'm gonna do it.
That's Aram, by the way. And I thought you were a millionaire. What happened to all them Hustler University knockoffs that you were selling? Huh? Your Sneako bots weren't biting or what? I thought you were a millionaire. You had no, listen, a good house out here costs you, especially in Wisconsin, $300,000 and above. You get a nice house. You get a nice house, good backyard, right? Maybe you can get a pool in there if you want to. Okay, really nice. So I'm sure a millionaire can afford $300,000 cash, especially the way y'all talk. Y'all talk, you got your $1 million cash, right? Liquid cash. That's the way y'all talk. But again, we know, if anything, Sneako, I'm starting to believe that Destiny is more right in his assessment of your financial status, okay? You're more like a high-earning six-figure guy, not a millionaire. You and Zerka. I refuse to believe that Zerka is a millionaire. That's crazy to me. That's not happening, okay? Maybe he's got bozos paying him $10,000 to show up, but he's not a millionaire, my boy. This guy can't even manage putting on his pants. Like, I mean, what are we talking about? He can't even manage not doing coke. Trust me, he ain't pulling in that kind of dope. More Dave with the $5 super chat. Shout out to you. He says David Wood is a common Islam hater. He says hating on Sneako is easy because he's a moron, but he's making it even easier to hate on Islam. But yeah, David Wood was a D-bag. Listen, this is the thing about a lot of these. This is what I've been saying when we talk about when guys like Andrew Tate, right? Because a lot of we had some guys who were telling me, "Oh, dude, you're just how dare you." How dare you hate on Andrew Tate, right? Because they thought I was criticizing Islam because I was saying, hey, Muslims, do not allow this guy to just sit here and claim that it's Islam without some serious people checking this guy, right? But the thing is that never happened. And now we're starting to see it happen as more and more of these guys tend to trivialize the religion and by like Sneako doing these crazy things. Even Andrew Tate is coming out against Sneako like he has something to say. Like, that's crazy to me. Even Andrew Tate has something to say about you. If Andrew Tate acts like he's got morals over you, there's a big problem, right? So this is what I've been saying. They were saying, oh, Duke, you don't know what it's like to be Islam. It's like, I don't care, bro. This guy doesn't know what it's like to be it either. But I'm not masquerading like I'm a part of Islam. This guy is. Okay, so you need to check him. Otherwise, the new converts that are gonna be joining Islam because of these dumbass influencers that are jumping into that, they're not gonna take it seriously because the people they're following don't take it seriously. And what ends up happening is you open yourself up to a massive window of criticism because people can say, oh, Muslims are one way, right? Well, what about Andrew Tate? Huh? What about Andrew Tate? He's a Muslim. He's being indicted for this. He's got photos of the Quran and sitting on his boxers. Whoa, are you gonna say he's an example of good Muslims? And then if someone actually wants to refute that point, well, they can also point to all the top level religious Muslim guys on the internet who are backing guys like Andrew Tate and Sneako, right? Because they can say, oh, well, look at this guy over here, right? He said he thinks what's that guy, that Hakikachu guy, right? That Daniel guy, right? He can say, oh yeah, Andrew Tate's pretty solid, right? Is that his name? The guy that's around Sneako? Who's that guy that's around Sneako? Is that Daniel Hakikachu, whatever his name is, right? Y'all are just making excuses for these guys instead of calling them out, right? But shout out to you, absolutely. These guys, Sneako, these guys who are Andrew Tate, they're just opening up the religion for other people who may not really know a whole lot about it to criticize it, right? Because they can just criticize it purely off the people who are the popular people who claim to follow it. So you're absolutely right. Sneako shouldn't be someone who should be leading or teaching anyone about Islam anything, right? Marie, shout out to you with a $5 super chat. Marie says, I'm loving this stream. Yeah, I'm loving your inputs too, because you are very, very knowledgeable, right? Yeah, it's helping me out a couple of times. Shout out to you.
I know it's haram. Sorry.
And it seems at this point, maybe Sneako has had enough of Islam because investing in real estate isn't the only willful sin that he's choosing to commit.
Bro, this guy wants me to denounce Islam so bad. That's what this whole video is. Just a Christian going back and forth, trying to shit on Islam. That's all.
Now, this is a pretty interesting take since I literally didn't say a single bad thing about Islam. I only talked about him choosing to publicly disobey Islam, which is entirely on him and his premeditated decisions. Trying to make it out to be where it's me versus Islam sounds like a way to try to deflect the heat off of himself, if you ask me. But, I mean, who knows? Let's just keep going. So stupid. About a week ago, he was asking an adult star.
I like him. I like him. Some people are calling him punchable, stuff like that. I can't even lie, bro. He seems like I like this dude. I can't even
record.
No, I like him too. Like my boy's actually he's on point, and he's not a dick about it. He's letting Sneako know. That's awesome. Like he's a really cool dude, man. He seems like he's a cool person you want to have a conversation with for sure.
Corn videos with him at his house.
So what do you do for a living? I don't judge. I think everybody, bro, the meat watching is crazy. Everybody like, bro, this is an E-date. This is an E-date with rice gum. You think I'm going to be honest about porn to a random whore that he brought on? It's a joke. It's not a joke, but I'm trying to rizz up a girl. I'm going to lie. That's what it takes to rizz up a girl on an E-date, bro. Why you guys didn't do how? Maybe we can make our own porn privately, you know?
That's even better. Keep it just for us.
Just for us. And then we could play it on the TV in the house.
Most forms of dating are haram in Islam. And Sneako got a random new girlfriend during a live stream and has been streaming their haram date.
Why is he on my...
Now, this was only a few days ago. And
this guy's dissing you, Maya. You got dissed by some random Christian. No. I'll show you later. Don't worry. It's okay. I'll shoot him. Okay. I won't. I'm not going to shoot. Come on. I will. I won't.
On a live stream. And again, like last time, this either seems to be deflection or a really bad awareness of what's being said. I obviously didn't say a single bad thing about his girlfriend, but a Sneako's got a sneak. Another dad joke for you. Now he
That's like you know what that's like? That's like a Brandon Buckingham moment right there. Y'all remember, like Sneako has still not apologized for this yet, right? Because he accused Brandon Buckingham of saying that Brandon said he wanted to R-word Sneako's girlfriend at the time, and that wasn't true. Brandon Buckingham never said that, and the offer is still open. By the way, Sneako, I see you training right now. You're training to be in a ring, right? You sparring all these people like not Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and Bradley Martin getting spanked around in the gym. How about you accept that fight with Brandon Buckingham? How about that, huh? Because that offer is still on the table. I'm sure Brandon Buckingham still wants them ones. So give him what he wants. All right. Go ahead. If you're gonna spar somebody in your gym, and this is gonna be new content, Sneako, go ahead and give Brandon Buckingham them ones, bro. Because listen, I mean, I would say size-wise, y'all are probably evenly matched. He might be a little taller than you, but still, right? If I know these people and spar with them, go fight him. Right, because you over here making up lies. That's what Sneako does. Sneako is going snake. That's just what it is.
He mentioned how he's going to show this to his girlfriend, but I really doubt he's going to show her this next part, and has been streaming their haram dates. Now, this was only a few days ago, and since then, he's been checking out other girls on live streams.
There's some girls. I did so many today already. All right, if we see one, inshallah. Look how many there are right there. So many baddies in Brickell. I'm telling you, chat. I'm telling you. Look at them. Look at this one right ahead.
All right, bro.
Oh, she's with the guy.
It's content, man.
Hey, here you go. Hey, fat ass. This is what I'm saying. Look at that, bro.
But I'm not sure if I'm not sure if Sneako is even aware.
Bruh.
Fat ass. This is what I'm saying. Look at that, bro.
But I'm not sure if I'm not sure if Sneako. Is even aware that Islam isn't like a MacBook. You can't just force quit when things aren't working. Public apostasy can buy you a one-way ticket to you know where, along with a large number of Muslims that believe that they have a theological license to send you there. All right, now here's where things start to get more interesting, in my opinion. Let's hear how he responded to the more serious points that I made. And to be fair to his Muslim chat, they're probably just trying to help him avoid Allah's judgment, since according to Sahih Al-Bukhari, sins that are committed openly won't be forgiven in Islam. And ironically, this has been Sneako.
Okay, this dude's just on my dick heavy, bro. He's watching every single stream. He's watching this too. This is going to be another reaction video. It is what it is.
Well, he is right that this is going to be another reaction video, but once again, his response reeks of deflection. He doesn't give a response to the point that I made while quoting the most trusted Islamic sources because, well, I mean, how could he? There isn't much for him to say because this isn't me against Sneako. This is the Muslim sources against Sneako. And so instead of him responding to my point, he accuses me of being obsessed with them. So, Sneako, I didn't watch your streams because I'm obsessed with you. I like to research things before teaching and believing in them, which is why I never found myself shocked when I learned what Christianity teaches after converting. And of course, I know that you can understand this since you also did research before converting to Islam, right? Right?
No, he didn't. Ain't no research there. My boy just started rattling off facts he had no clue about and using that as an excuse for why he joined Islam. He has no idea what he's talking about. No research, nothing.
How much stuff do I have to give up? I can't even invest my money.
All right, moving on. So let's hear what he says next.
Mohammed Hijab hit me up. And yes or no, chat, you want to see another podcast? I want to talk to him. I actually want to thank him because he messaged me saying, you're doing a great job. Don't listen to all these people. Because everybody's attacked. Like everybody, this is why it's good to keep your faith private for the most part. I made it public. Maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have. How about that? Maybe you shouldn't have.
Because everyone's on your like everybody will constantly be trying to take you down and destroy your faith and say that you're lying. But Mohammed Hijab hit me up and said, you're doing a good job so far. And I want to do a podcast with him. He says he's traveling now, but I want to do it next week. I think it'd be good.
Now, this is actually great. It sounds like his elder in the faith, Mohammed Hijab, said that Sneako is doing a great job and wants him to come on his podcast. Now, I don't know who this Mohammed Hijab guy is. Wait, I know a Mohammed Hijab with the podcast. Could this?
I don't know who Mohammed Hijab is. Who's Mohammed Hijab?
be the same Muhammad Hijab who hopped on David Wood and Apostate Prophet's live stream about Islam
I know
and started
Apostate
going
Prophet.
crazy in the chat saying really weird and perverted things like this?
Hold up. What is he saying? Hold up, chat. I gotta see what's saying. He says, you two can play with each other. You can get on your knees for DW. Who's DW? Oh, David White. Gimp. DW can give you a golden shower. Go ahead and give DW what he wants. Let DW give you a golden shower. Get on your knee. Wait, what? He said you can suck that. Wait, my boy, bro. And he got heavy inspiration from R. Kelly. What's going on here, dog? What is he saying? Why?
How about you and David Wood get involved in some kind of sexual activity? How about you get on your knees?
Or the same Muhammad Hijab who tried to encourage the Apostate Prophet to self-delete.
Scared, just like David Wood before the debate. Yeah, he was scared. You saw how he was petrified, shaking, just like you. You wouldn't come near me, not even in my proximity. You know you're gonna get corrected, boy. You know that I'm gonna know it from memory, and you're gonna get humiliated, boy.
Damn. What did David Wood? Whoa! Now I gotta figure out who David Wood is. This nigga is angry. Holy shit! What? Whoa! God damn! What the? Hey, he remind me of Myron right here, bro. Did anybody get Myron vibes? Y'all remember when he was going after Abo? We are better than you niggas. We just gotta wait for a vein to pop out right about here. Like right about here. When we get a vein right here, that's Myron. That's like Myron's older brother.
You're nothing, boy. You're finished already. Look at me. Look at me. You know you're done. Liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're finished already. Boy, you wouldn't try. You wouldn't try. You're hiding, boy. You're hiding. And you know you can't come out and show your face. You're hiding.
Bro, hey, damn. Whoa! My boy spitting at the kid. He not even in the room. Even your boy's telling you to calm down. Yo, this guy's got some anger issues, bro. Come on, dog. Like, nah. I refuse to believe they take this guy seriously. He's clearly got some temper issues. What are you talking about, bro? What did David Wood do to you? Did you over here spitting on something? That's his floor. Like, what is that? Ain't even your studio. Is that his studio? You only hurting yourself, bro. You just spitting. Come on, dog. Yo, I gotta rewind that back, bro. He's mad as fuck. This is crazy. Why he spitting?
You wouldn't try. You wouldn't try. You're hiding, boy. You're hiding. And you know you can't come out and show your face. You're hiding.
I mean,
oh my God, bro. Yo, he for real spitting in this. Yo, that's your room. Why you disrespecting your own studio? Why? What the hell is wrong? Yo, who is this David? Listen, I don't care David Wood or not David Wood. I don't care what arguments you have. Ain't nobody's gonna get me that mad to the point I'm spitting in my own studio. Like, that's crazy, dog. I still gotta clean it up at the end of the day. So why do that? You're not. David Wood ain't even in the room and you mad. That's like, you know what that remind me of? Y'all remember when? Not everybody's gonna know this, but everybody who's on if you were on LTTV stream, y'all remember when Solo TV came on there, right? And for those of you guys don't know Solo TV 84, don't worry about it. He's basically a YouTube has-been. But essentially, what happened was he had a live stream with Moxie, and Moxie is in the chat. Shout out to Moxie. But apparently he had a disagreement with her, and he went on he was on a live stream, and what ended up happening was Moxie was disagreeing with him in the chat. And dude pulled up the chat and starts screaming at Moxie, right? He was just screaming at her. He pulled up, he was just screaming. It's like, yo, what are you talking about? Oh, you're gonna go suck your husband's dick. Yo, you freaking thought. It's like, God damn, the anger emanating from this guy. And Moxie's not even there. It's just the chat that she put up. My boy is that pissed off. It's like, there's something when I see stuff like that, like when you see things happen like that, where guys just have this overreaction to things that they shouldn't have this reaction to, it just gives me that little feeling that there's probably some repressed feelings going on that we don't see. Because again, people are clowning me in the chat, I bet right now, right? Or people disagree with me in the chat, but I'm not gonna pull up a chat and start screaming at the person so I'm spitting on them. Like, that's crazy. crazy to me. Like people who have that kind of mentality, like how do you live? Like your soul must just be so dark. Like it's crazy.
Really, there's no way that this could be the same Muhammad Hijab who talked about raping the wives of his critics, along with a lot of other things that I honestly just don't feel comfortable even talking about here.
Yeah, lock him up. Lock him up. Just like Charleston White, when he talks about Asian babies should be raped and sodomized and Asian women should be sodomized. I'm glad. And Charleston White got canceled. So, yes, absolutely, yes. Get rid. If he's talking about other people, no one deserves to be raped. That's horrible. Anybody advocating for that, pack them up. They need to go. All right, because clearly they have no respect for women. All right, they don't have respect for nothing. If you don't have respect for women and you're religious, that's also a creature of God, right? According to certain people, right? So, well, I mean, why would you just have this level of disrespect? That's crazy to me, dog. I mean, geez.
This individual, this man has real problems.
I'll link a video down below if you want to learn more, but if I were a Muslim and someone like Hijab told me that I was doing a good job as a Muslim, I would take that as an insult, not a compliment. But it's not just Hijab that Sneako says is supportive of him. Here's who else he
You know what that is equivalent to? Solo TV 84 saying that he doesn't respect you. It's like, hey, bro, I don't want it. If a guy like Solo TV 84 says, Duke, I respect you, I would know that my content has some problems. I know that I've probably been manosphere grifting somewhere somehow. All right. Okay. It's the same thing. All right. If you don't want crazies like that bigging you up, all right? You don't want that. You want rational people who are, who are kind of middle of the road, okay? You want them to be saying, hey, this person, we got respect for it, keep going. You don't want extremists, okay, to be saying, yeah, this guy, keep it going. That's like Nick Fuentes saying, yeah, you know what? I respect Sneako. If Nick Fuentes respects you, you're doing something wrong. Just take that as pure fact, okay? Because it's not good if he respects you. John with the $2 super chat. Shout out to you. John says, someone in the chat said DW deserved it. Dude, bro, I'm getting curious about this guy. I gotta figure out what's going on with DW. DW making niggas spit in their own studios, my dog. Like, that's crazy to me. John with the $5 super chat again says, don't forget you clowned him on LTTV and he sucked the talk. I didn't even have no cam facts. Because listen, Soul TV 84, listen, he's got nowhere else to go on the YouTube streets anymore. He got blackballed by Fresh and Fit. He doesn't want to admit it, but it's true. And he actually low-key admitted on that stream. Right? And he was like, oh, well, everyone already left me. All right, no one fucks with me no more. Right? I don't care. I got nothing to lose. We know. YouTube's your life, nigga. That's why it's not healthy, because you become one of these. It's like one of those high school guys who had their glory days and they peaked in high school and they never let it go. And every time you meet them or whenever you run into them, they always talk about how great they were in high school. Nigga, nobody cares. That was high school. We in the real world now. That's Solo. Hey, remember when I used to stream with Alpha Male Strategies? Yeah, I used to be a big deal. Remember when Fresh and Fit used to be? I put Fresh and Fit together. That's right. I was responsible for Fresh and Fit. When was the last time you were on the show? When was the last time they shouted out, hey, it's Solo TV 84? Nada. And what makes it so cringe, John, what makes it so cringe is that Solo TV 84 still walks around the Manosphere streets demanding people to respect him. It's like, how? How do you just sit there and demand people to respect you? Even the niggas who you founded don't even want you to be around no more. They don't want you, Solo. You're done. You solo dolo, my nigga. You done. There ain't no second chances. Bye-bye. That's why he goes to channels like LTTV. And I knew he was over there for a while, but it's like at that point, after that Moxie incident, he had to be confronted. It just is what it is, bro. Someone had to let you know, Solo, you're being ridiculous and overly emotional. It's just being real, bro. But yeah, I clowned his ass. I had to, because he can go on all these other channels that don't know what Solo is all about. But I know what he's all about. Matter of fact, put a 1 if you want me to play a Solo TV reaction. Because I told y'all, this wasn't the first time he was yelling at women or the first time he's getting overly emotional. There was actually another time he did that. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see all that. Listen, the reason why I'm asking y'all is because as soon as I play that video, I'm going to get demonetized. All right? But I'm willing to do that for you guys if you want to see it. If you don't, I don't care, right? Because being demonetized is what it is. I don't care, right? But if you want to see it, I'll play it. If you don't, it is what it is. We can keep it on Sneako. But that guy is an equally bigger disappointment in this place than anybody else. So just keep that in mind. Shout out to you.
Lights. Thank you, Tim. The Islamic community has been, besides the comment sections telling me to be burned into a ground, fine dust or whatever, most people have been extremely supportive. So thank you.
And he's definitely right about that. As long as we ignore the top comments on this very video, which say things like, why convert to a religion if you're not going to follow its morals and rules? Honestly, it's quite sad that Sneako thinks having fun as an adult without alcohol is hard. Sneako got cooked. Sneako got hit with the harsh truth. May Allah guide him. Hopefully he learned his lesson. The Christian man is calling you a hypocrite, and he is correct. You mock Christians that think that they can still sin and they're going to paradise. That's literally what you're doing with Islam. Christian Wallahi, you will burn in hell for disrespecting Islam, Juco.
Bro! These are your fans. Damn, bro. I mean, imagine you being Sneako, waking up every day and just seeing your own Muslim audience just saying, yeah, nigga, you going to hell. Hey, fuck you for disrespecting my faith, nigga. You going to hell, Sneako. I'll find you. I'll find you, nigga. God damn, bro. These guys are not playing.
Dude is right.
They're Wing a Christian, too. That just shows you fucked up, Sneako.
Hey, cooked. Sneako says he's doing this haram stuff for views, but that really shows where your intentions are. Now, of course, not all of them were like that, but at the time of the recording, most of them were. And here's where Sneako's posture towards the things that I was saying started to change the more that the video went on. Sneako's long-time criticism of Christianity and Christians. Sneako often argues that Christianity is flawed because he thinks that Christians believe that they can willfully choose to commit plenty of sin and still consider themselves to be Christians.
Become a Muslim.
There you go.
Because if you start drinking alcohol, you're going to go to hell. If you're a Christian, you can drink all day.
But what's odd is that even though he considers this to be a knock against Christianity, he decided to join Islam and do the exact.
You see how I just joined a holy war talking about my faith? It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
You're
It's my fault.
making it a holy war.
Same thing. He's openly and willfully choosing to disobey all his restrictions while also still calling himself a Muslim. But worse, if he's right about Islam and he's right about how Allah isn't accepting of those who choose to willfully sin, then this is obviously really bad news for Sneako. Given this, Sneako's probably in the same boat as Myron. Besides, unlike Myron, he doesn't realize it.
I know I'm not the best Muslim, so I rarely, if ever, bring Islam into the situation. Like, I never try to rationalize how I do things with Islam.
Like, what if we die tomorrow? You know, I'm not perfect either. Obviously, you know that too.
But yeah, if I were to die right now, yeah, I would probably die kafir, which is not good. So I better stay alive and get my shit together at some point.
Yeah. Don't die.
Now, props to Myron for acknowledging this and not trying to justify the he's right way that he lives as if he's living according to Islam. Myron is right that he's not living up to God's standards, and so is Sneako. Sneako is correct in that he can't live up to the standard of living that God requires in both Islam and Christianity. It's because of this that Sneako is under the burden of trying to live a God-honoring life so that way he can attain salvation, and he's starting to realize more and more that he can't. If he really believes that Islam is true and he believes that his eternal destiny is really at stake, then this will keep him living his life in a state of fear, with fear being his core motivation for living a good life. But in Christianity, we also know that we can't live up to God's standards of perfection, which is why we understand the need for Jesus to save us. We know that we can't be saved by the life that we lived, and so instead, we have to accept the perfect life that he lived as a free and undeserved gift. It's because of this that our entire motivation is
pretty funny, though, that the way he's trying to do that is do the same thing that the active haram police, which like these faceless Muslim accounts do to try to feel better about their sins.
Faceless Muslims account. That's what he's calling the people that follow him and that are criticizing him now. Oh, you're just faceless Muslims account. I'm sorry. Isn't that the majority of the chat room in your chat? And that's the majority of the chat room on most social media. Sometimes they're faceless. They just use avatars. That's just what it is. Like, what is this guy talking about? I like how he just casually dismisses half his own audience just because they disagree with him. That's insane. John with the $2 super chat says, play that solo TV, nigga. All right, fine. Hey, listen, if I'm going to play a video, y'all got to get the lights up. Because, listen, y'all know I don't care about the monetization, all right? I actually love coming up here doing it for the fun of it, all right? So I would actually play that video because I think it's hilarious, all right? But if I'm playing a video, I got to play the context when he was yelling at Moxie, because some people don't believe that this is how solo TV is, okay? Again, we haven't talked about solo in a long time. I did a video exposing that kind of a long time ago, and he didn't like it, clearly. So we're going to expose him again, but not in the way I usually expose people like the Lord Marquards on the world and what do you call it? Mike TVs and all those guys, right? You know, I don't have to go that deep. I don't need to reach deep into those resources to go ahead and expose you like like that. I don't think Soul TV is actually really worth that effort. But I think the nonsense he's put out on YouTube kind of just exposed himself. So y'all got to hit the likes up, okay? But I'm going to play that video. I don't care if I don't get monetized. It don't matter. Let's just do it, right? More D with the $2 super chat says, can't wait till Sneako becomes a Buddhist, right? Right? And he's going to say, yeah, I became a Buddhist because, in Buddhism, we're all equal. Okay. There's no hierarchy. Okay, buddy. All right. Keep
The haram police, they basically just will shame other people for committing haram to make themselves feel better. And he's using that same tactic, even as a Christian, to try to bring me to Christianity. He's basically trying to say, like, you're sitting here, you're sitting here. The only way you're going to be saved is through Jesus. So he's using the same tactics that Muslims use to try to keep you on your deen, to try to bring me to Christianity and try to bring validity to Christianity. It's a little snaky, huh?
It's different. All right, so no, it's not being a little.
Doesn't Sneako wear a jacket that has a snake on it? So why does he get offended when we say Sneako the snake? Like, you literally represent him, bro.
Sneako. I mean, sneaky. Another dad joke for you, but seriously, Sneako. It's not sneaky.
Funny.
When it comes to the haram police, I would say that the Muslims who are trying to get you to follow the rules truly believe that by you not following the rules, you're in danger of hellfire, and they think that by shaming you, you'll repent from your sins and change your ways so that you can go to paradise. Now, though I agree with you that a lot of the time when people shame others for their sin, it's a way for them to feel better about their own sin, I still don't think that that's always the case. If the Muslims in your chat truly believe in Islam, then what they're doing makes complete sense. They're really just trying to help you out by trying to get you to live a life pleasing to Allah. Now, when you say that I'm trying to do the same thing, if I understand you correctly, that shows me that you haven't quite yet understood my point.
I don't think he'll ever understand your point. That's just what it is. John with the $2 super chat. Let's get them W's for John. John says, I said so L because that's all he had is L's. Yeah. Nah, I want y'all to see it now. The more I can't wait. Y'all got to see this video. This dude is unhinged, okay? And you'll understand why people don't take these red pillars seriously.
Pointing out the things that you do wrong to feel better about myself or my position with God, since I don't believe that I'm saved by my works anyway. I didn't earn my salvation by being better or more moral or more spiritual than you. Since I believe that I'm completely and utterly saved by the free gift of salvation that I accepted from Jesus Christ, how could I possibly look down on you for your sins and think that I'm more deserving of salvation than you are? The truth is, I can't. So I'm not pointing out the things that you do wrong for the sake of shaming you or implying that I'm better than you in some way. My true aim is to not only show you that your criticism of Christianity and Christians would also apply to you in Islam, but to also show you that Islam doesn't solve your problem. The same problem that all of us have is sin. And if you want to live in the presence of a truly perfect God, you too have to be perfect. I mean, what kind of a perfect God would allow for sin to just go unpunished? If you think about it, if a judge is truly perfect in justice, then he would have to punish each and every single wrongdoing. If he let even one of those sins go unpunished, then he wouldn't be perfectly just. And so
Yeah, that makes sense. That's very insightful. Yeah, listen, you got to do your job, so you got to be just. So holy shit, that does make somebody think. This dude is good. I actually wouldn't mind having a religious conversation with him. He's good. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Would be the same with a perfect God. A perfect God would have to be perfect in justice and therefore would have to punish every single sin, especially premeditated ones.
I'm going to do it. I know it's haram.
But in Christianity, God is understood to not only be perfect in justice, he's also perfect in mercy as well. Since we would have to be perfect to live in the presence of a perfect God, and God knows that we don't live up to his standards of perfection, God chose to punt on human flesh, come into our world, and in his mercy, take on the punishment for the sins that we ourselves committed. He lived the life that we should have lived, and then died the death that we should have died, and then in his perfect mercy, offered us his life in place of our own. That's why Christians believe that Jesus is the only way, because he's the only one that can solve the problem of sin for us in a way that preserves God's perfection.
Honestly, this guy's explanation of it's actually spot on, because I don't really hear, because you go to church and whatnot. I don't go to church so often, but you don't hear this type of interpretation. So he's definitely adding a new perspective to it that I didn't really consider. But this is he definitely bro. He making me think. I'm gonna have to just think a lot offline right now, because it's very interesting how he's getting at it. Again, I don't really buy into a whole lot of this stuff, but I like the way he's explaining this stuff. It makes a lot of sense to even someone who doesn't really care too much about religion as a whole. It's refreshing to hear a different explanation. It's almost kind of like, it's very simple in the way he executes it too. So I like it. He's spitting.
Perfect justice and his perfect mercy. So I hope that makes more sense. Now let's go ahead and finish out the video before I give my final message to Sneako. We also strive to live perfect lives, but we don't do good things in order to earn our salvation. We already have salvation. The reason why we obey is not out of fear, but out of gratitude and genuine desire to serve God and others. It's not that we have to, it's that we get to. And it's because of this that every other religion says, I must obey so that way I can be accepted by God. But only in Christianity does it say, I'm accepted by God, and therefore I obey. This is one of the things that makes Christianity different from every other religion, and I explain more of those reasons in this video here. So go ahead and click here to see what I mean, and the next time that's you hear Sneako saying,
I can't even invest my money.
What are you gonna say? What do you mean?
Yo, I gotta hear that outro one more time. That's my money.
What are you gonna say? What do you mean?
Chad, would you still watch my streams if I end them like that? What do you mean?
Bro. You gonna say? What do you mean?
Yeah, Sneako feeling
Is that Christian?
feeling it.
Okay, Christian, relax. One more. Cheeto couldn't hold his libido.
Hey, yo, listen. I actually like Sneako's new nickname, Cheeto. That actually makes more sense. Your name is Cheeto now, bro.
Thank you for your kind compliments, Sneako. And when you see this, because I know that you'll be watching, although we've been somewhat joking to keep it entertaining and going back and forth in videos, we should really actually have a conversation about this soon in public or in private. As I'm sure you probably know, we have mutual friends that can put us in contact. But before we do, and now
that's facts. This guy seemed like a good person that Sneako should actually talk to about, Islam versus Christianity. He definitely sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
that we all agree that you're my biggest fan, why don't you just go ahead and take us out? All right, so the next time that someone says...
So this whole video is just the Christian going back and forth, trying to fit on Islam. That's all this is.
Now what are you going to say?
What do you mean?
Yo, the fact that he used Sneako to end his own video, that shit is hilarious, bro. Holy freaking shit! Good video, good back and forth. All right, and there's where we are with the back and forth with what do you mean in Sneako so far? All right, so far it's not a very toxic beef. It's more of a very wholesome beef. Right? And it's very rare in the manosphere. You don't see a whole lot of wholesome beefs where people genuinely want to talk to each other. Now, by popular demand, okay, we're gonna cover something that is not so wholesome, which is Soul TV 84 and his freakouts. Now, for those of you guys who don't know who this guy is, he's basically a has-been from the manosphere. Okay, I mean, it just is what it is. He's he came from the old guard of the Red Pill. Matter of fact, some can even say he's responsible for introducing Fresh and Fit together. Okay, and spiraling off the platform we know is Fresh and Fit. Now, the thing with Solo TV 84 is he's known for burning bridges with people because he has emotional issues. And you guys are going to see this clearly right now. He has a lot of emotional issues. He can't keep himself in check. So he blows up on people that he shouldn't be blowing up on. Because, the old way of the manosphere, and it still operates today in some sense, is you don't criticize other people that have bigger clout than you because you're hoping one day they can help your channel get to a certain level, right? So that's how that pretty much operates. And for a while, that's how Soul TV 84 and some of these other guys in the manosphere has been operating, right? Fresh and Fit, he'll never go against them. Alpha Male Strategies, things like that. It wasn't until there was an issue with Alpha Male Strategies, and it was hilarious because Alpha Male Strategies had this video where he was supposed to be a pickup king, and then he went out to go pick up, he was supposed to pick up these girls, and he was like, yo, chat, pick everyone, anyone, I'll go talk to him, right? And he was walking by, and there were some white girls that were walking by, and he was like, oh, I see some white girls right here, we some snow bunnies, right? And I shit you not, my boy literally just let the girls walk right past them, and then looks at his chat and pretended like he didn't see the girls. It's like, wait, you can't do that. I thought you were supposed to be alpha. Yeah, the girls were right there. You said you got the Riz game, bro. So why don't you go Riz them up? Why you just all of a sudden when they got close pretend you didn't see it? I know why, because alpha male strategies couldn't figure out a strategy to approach them girls. This is what it is. And I guess I wasn't the only one to realize that, because it seems as though Solo TV also realized that, but it wasn't because of that particular scenario that he ended up criticizing alpha male strategy. It was actually something completely totally different. I think it was he didn't get like it was like a meal or something like that he didn't get, or something like that. I don't know. He was definitely hungry. I'm obviously paraphrasing here. I actually it was something completely different though. It wasn't the thing, but he used that footage that was out there of alpha male strategies not being able to approach those girls and raise them up. He basically was criticizing them like, "Oh, you're supposed to be alpha. You're supposed to be alpha, right?" That's this guy's freaking catchphrase. So again, listen, based off of those emotional outbursts, a lot of people stopped messing with him. They're like, yeah, you know what? It's time to distance ourselves from Solo. He's no longer important, right? Now, somebody tell this to Solo, because it seems like he hasn't gotten a menu yet. He's walking around the manosphere acting like he's God's gift since sliced bread. Talking about, I'm important. I'm the king. You should know me. Like, ain't nobody know you. He thinks he's like some kind of big head honcho that everybody needs to pay homage to. Nigga, fuck you. I don't know you. I don't care. Who cares, dog? So that's the mentality. He hasn't gotten the memo that he's been completely blackballed because of the way he behaves, and essentially that's what happened. So for any one of y'all who don't know, now you know. So OTV now he just hangs around, LTTV's platforms and things like that. Like, look, I'm not gonna find you there. I'm gonna find you over there. I'm gonna expose that you still a clown over there too, and I'm gonna expose over here that you a clown. I won't go as in depth because I don't think you're worth it, but I really do think you're a clown. And for those of you guys who missed that epic live stream with LTTV, go check it out. I think he still has it up, right? It's just, it was hilarious. But let's get to Solo TV's freak out. Let me show you. Actually, no, I'm gonna show you a little snippet of it right now. Actually, chat, I'm going to show you a snippet of it right now. The first part I'm going to show you is when he freaks out on Moxie, right? And I shit you not, this was utterly pathetic watching this go down. He freaks out on Moxie. I hope I got the right one. Yeah, there it is right here. Watch this, chat. Watch this. This is Solo TV 84, right? This is his stream LTTV is reacting to right now.
Okay, Moxie, you know what? Since you want to be unruly, remove your moderator.
Okay, so I'm gonna play it all the way through. So we're gonna put everything into perspective. Solo TV 84 deleted this stream, but
like a bitch.
As you can see, I still have a clip of it. I don't think that I would be able to just move forward with and just ignore this happening after a collab. That's kind of weird. We're not gonna move like the Manosphere folks and just try to hide the evidence and not be accountable and move on amicably. So I don't know if they're gonna squash their problems. I'm still cool with both of them, but the lines were definitely crossed in this back and forth. So Moxie commented, "Bro, are you drunk?" She played herself by airing out the details of her relationship like this. I think that's like this. It's very blurry. She probably caught the dude bottom squealing with the dude on top. So she left a comment. This is the comment that set off Solo TV 84.
Let's watch it.
I told Moxie that the "bruh, are you drunk?" could have been seen as disrespectful. I have not spoken to Solo at all about this.
People call me high in the chat all the time. All right, I know probably half of you on the chat think I'm high right now. You're not wrong, by the way. You're not wrong, but still, right? Am I gonna be mad about it? No. So the fact that like Moxie said, "Bro, are you drunk?" and Solo reacted the way he reacted to it, it's crazy to me.
Could have been like disrespectful. You're questioning the man while he's in his stream, seeing if he's level-headed enough to make the comments. But you know, they especially for me at first, I'm like, I don't know what to think. I need more insight. So I held off. Yeah, Moxie said he was set off before that. I know, I was watching it. He was little comments though. He wasn't going off like this. This is when he really went off. I don't have the footage from prior because he
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't think LTTV really knows how Solo gets down, but I'm about to show you something. This dude, this is not the first time he's done this. That's why when I hopped on this stream, I was not surprised that he was yelling at a woman this way.
He took down the stream. Hopefully he'll reinstate the stream so we can see it, the whole footage. Nonetheless.
Oh, shout out to LTTV, by the way. He's in the chat. Shout out to you, LTTV.
After seeing the interview, I'm like, y'all had a great interview. That can be clipped up, and that was some good work. That was a great interview. A lot of insight. Solo give a lot of insight to the Red Pill in the Manosphere space because he was one of the earlier dudes in the Manosphere. So it was like, or the Red Pill space. But let me play the footage, y'all, so y'all can get some perspective of what happened.
Yeah. Well, then what the fuck is the point of being accountable then? Okay, Moxie, you know what? Since you want to be unruly, remove your moderator. Bitch, get the fuck off my channel.
Listen to this.
Fucking unruly ass bitch. Matter of fact, let's get you the fuck away, bitch.
This is Moxie. Moxie in the chat right now. This is how he's talking to her.
Cause you know I'm not gonna. You listen. I hate a fucking bitch. After I did you a fucking favor, bitch, you won't come on my channel, bitch, and be disrespectful. See, you just like a Jammy Ma, bitch, cause you think you can run a nigga. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Fucking dusty ass whore. See, this is why I hate these dusty, raggedy ass bitches that be around bitch ass niggas that think they can run other niggas. I don't play that shit. Bitch, go suck your husband's dick instead of being my fucking chat trolling like a fucking thought. Fuck you, bitch. Because at the end of the day, you don't think I would disrespect you in person. I'm down with the smoke wherever I go. This is how I roll. But you think you can become on my channel and you think you Biggie Smalls? No, bitch. You better go to the fucking McDonald's and get some Big Macs and fries with that side order. Because you...
Yo, just even listening to this, you would think Moxie came at dude's mama. Like, this dude took this shit so personal. And remember, this guy used to be an important red pill leader at one point. Imagine the nonsense a lot of the men he's been teaching were being spoon-fed by this little emotional boy over here. Let's continue. This is just crazy the way he's talking.
You're not going to get that validation from me here, bitch. You bitches come on my channel, y'all think y'all can talk shit. No, you don't run nothing in this bitch. What the fuck you talking about? I went up against Janae. Who the fuck is Moxie Wits? Once again, I went up against Janae Amore. Who the fuck is Moxie Wits? Bitch, go suck a dick. Don't say nothing. I will tear your ass out the fuck if I have to. I ain't got no problems doing that shit. Fucking $2 whore thinks you can come on my shit. Talk shit.
Yo, it's a comment, bro. Imagine if I had such a level of reaction to somebody's comment in my chat. I would feel as though that maybe the person's comment wasn't actually the problem. Maybe I actually had a deeper problem before I was reading that comment that set me off. This is insane, just hearing all of this unfold. And this is a man that was supposed to be helping other men become men as a manosphere leader. This is what he's been teaching them. Look at the emotional maturity just emanating off of this masculine man over here.
You bitches better bow down. This is not fucking
Look at this. Oh, bow down. I'm Kim Jong-un.
Recognize that shit. This is Solo TV 84.
Who knows you? What does that mean? What TV are we watching? I'm sorry, we streaming now. Ain't no more TV. We got rid of cable a long time ago. Solo TV. Maybe you should talk about change it to something else. Maybe Solo Streams 84. We streaming now. We not on that cable shit. You all new Solo TV. We own streaming platforms now, my dude. What we talking about here?
Bitch.
Damn.
I'm on my Tommy shit.
Damn.
Tell that bitch.
Thank you, Solo. Thank you, Solo, for letting us know who the hell you are. See, now, listen, you see the face that LTTV is making right now? All right, I don't blame him for making that face because that's the face you make when you, for the first time, didn't realize. It's like hanging out with a friend, right? And all of a sudden, the friend you've been hanging out with, you thought you knew for a long time, and you know they're surprisingly cool, and you know you're whatever, right? And then all of a sudden, one day you say something, and it's normally things that you guys are used to joking around with before, but all of a sudden that friend just blows up and goes from 0 to 100, right? All of a sudden, you're going to be like, maybe there's something else wrong with this guy. And maybe I didn't really know this person as well as I thought I did, right? And that's the face LTTV is making right now because, maybe he didn't really understand who Soul TV 84 is, right? Maybe he did, but don't really know to what emotional level that Solo TV is willing to take things to, okay? He don't care. He'll burn bridges with anybody, all right? Just because he's cool with you now doesn't mean he'll be cool with you later, all right? So, for me, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't make that face. The reason why I wouldn't make that face, because I already know who Solo is. I didn't know who Solo is. Matter of fact, I'm about to show y'all who Solo is right now. So this is from a Black Pill channel. I think Caduceus. I forgot what the Caduceus is his name. Is it the Vital Pill? I forgot the Vital Message. Yeah, Vital Message is his channel, right? So I'm cool with them. They're pretty cool people, right? And they were having a stream about Solo TV84, particularly about how he was yelling about you're supposed to be alpha, right? When he was yelling at alpha male strategies. And they were having a conversation about how Solo TV84 has the emotional maturity of a toddler, even though that's insulting to toddlers. And unbeknownst to them, right? And these guys have a relatively small channel, right? Unbeknownst to them, they had no idea Solo, Mr. Big Shot over here, Mr. King Jong-un, they had no idea Solo TV84 was watching. And it got so bad, Solo TV84 couldn't stand it anymore. He had to hop on the stream, all right, on a channel with people he considers beneath him and air him out. But instead, it looked like he got aired out, and the people on the panel didn't even try. It's like, this dude is crazy. If you haven't seen this video, allow me to introduce you to Solo TV84.
So we're about to leave.
Everyone's about to close up the shop and enjoy their lives, and this dude waited to. He wanted to be like a bitch and get the last word.
For that, man.
Bunch of white boys mad. How y'all white boys and y'all can't get no pussy?
I mean, I'm not
How y'all
mad.
white boys and can't get no pussy?
Well, let's explore
Make
every
that make
allegation
sense.
one by one. Let's break it one by one.
No, I don't want to talk to you. I came in here to say what the fuck I gotta say. All y'all niggas is weird.
I mean, you got to explain what you're gonna say,
Let
man.
the boss talk.
Dude, look at him. Look at him. Red hard.
Solo, come on, man.
So y'all take my
You're
pictures
giving
from
us free
Instagram.
content.
You
Thanks for all the free
cocksuckers
content,
take
man.
my pictures from Instagram of women that I know, my social circle. Facts. But you guys are a bunch of weirdos. But
Son,
guess what, guys?
man.
Here's the great news. You can have a girlfriend too once the metaverse comes in place. Fucking
Oh
cocksuckers.
my god. Yo, this is real.
Hold on, what's got you so upset today?
The metaverse. Damn, and he left.
So at this point, after he got done saying what he said, Solo just drops off the stream. And matter of fact, you guys are surprised. Don't be, because he did the same thing when I was on stream with them when we were talking about the Moxie situation. He just dropped off, and the moment I dropped off, he came back on because he can't handle the smoke. Yeah, Mr. Big Shot, you should respect me. He can't handle anybody pushing back. All right, so don't be surprised at any of his behaviors because he's done this before. So he went up there, said what he had to say, and hopped off. But you think Solo was done? Nah, he ends up hopping back up because he couldn't stand them getting the last word after he left. It's hilarious.
Oh man!
Wow,
we got some good sound bites for
Yo, that was a meme worthy. This dude came up all the way off from his girl's house.
Chat, get the likes up too, by the way, because this video will not get monetized, guaranteed, bro.
House. Just to say it, after all that, he waited for, and the worst part is he waited for MD to leave.
Dude,
That's even worse.
Nothing's gonna dry a woman's pussy more than watching this stream while hanging out.
Oh my god, that's such.
all I
that
can
was.
say.
I've seen some feminine energy in my life, but good god, he was upset. He jumped off, right?
He jumped off. Yeah. I was telling him, come on, explore every allegation. Let's talk.
Let's talk, man.
Let's talk.
Everything all right, bro? You need your girlfriend and she ain't screw you yet? What's going on? You got stood up?
He's frustrated about something. I'm not going to speculate. Like only he knows how much he's smashing. But I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's not very frequently based on that behavior. That he's so easily set off.
And this is supposed to be the king of the black pill with feminine energy. How does that work?
Yeah, he's calling himself a king, and he's calling us copers.
Dude, good God. Dude, that was actually, that's why I had to laugh. I didn't want to say it. I was like laughing, like,
yeah.
wow.
Tony's like, shit, I missed it.
He waited. He waited to think he was gonna come down because the heavyweights left, and he thought that everyone else was gonna be weak. He looks like an old man. I'm like, I should have said, you sound like a bitch, bro.
Yeah, he waited until we said all of our closing statements, and we're about to leave.
Everyone's about to close up the shop and enjoy their lives, and this dude waited to. He wanted to be like a bitch and get the last word. I hate that. That is that's bitch energy. You want to get the last
and he
word.
didn't back up a single thing he said as well.
He just sounded so moist and emotional.
Mother
That's so moist.
And he called us a white boy, and I'm black. Are you? That's why I started laughing. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Even if that's the case, like not like the stuff they say, you got to back it up. You got to prove it.
Muhammad Ali. You got to picture Muhammad Ali.
Like a 30 late 30s guy wearing a dashiki and a wig at nighttime telling me that I don't get pussy isn't gonna unfuck all the women, make me unhave sex with all the women I've had sex with. You know?
And then you got your information on a publicly traded site like Instagram. You'll never live that down. People can access that. As soon as people see this stream, they're gonna go to your Instagram. You better take that shit off, Solo.
Yeah, and we don't actively look for it. Like people send this shit to us.
So the thing is this, bro. You do videos where you comment on people and you get images on the stories, man. You kept attacking somebody and they attack you back, and like a little bitch, you run away. You came in here screaming while people wanted to just talk like normal people. It's like I said, as soon as he comes near men, he's got to scream, yell, so you get some attention, man. Solo father wasn't around, man. He was.
If he was such a winner, where does all this bitch energy come from?
Facts.
If he's such a winner, where is this energy coming from?
Hey, man,
I guess that's what he thinks alpha is.
You're supposed to be alpha.
Yo, you should have played that on him. You should have did that.
Back, man. Look at this guy, man.
He's back.
Oh, man.
Back, Solo. What's up?
Oh man.
What's good, dog?
Come on, Solo.
Welcome.
Who hurt your feelings, Solo?
Tony, man.
Come on, Solo.
You need help, man. You need some help. I don't know if it's the manosphere or something's in your life. You need help.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's on your mind, brother?
Here's the thing. You guys are bringing up shit that I did last year.
I mean, it's pretty.
How is that relevant right now?
I mean, you're not the topic of the stream. It's just a
right, but
joke.
you guys have been discussing me for the last hour, though. Idiot.
I mean, you've been talking with us.
Idiot. Yeah, but before that, somebody sent me the link saying, "Hey, Solo, these cocksuckers are talking about you right now live." I said,
"That's a goddamn lie, bro. You were watching. You were scouting out in the chat just like you were in the chat right now."
Who?
Oh,
wow. Nobodies.
That's doubtful, man. You like
how is it doubtful when I got the email? You fucking idiot.
Well, I mean,
how's it fucking doubtful?
I would explain it.
Yo, Solo, chill. Like nobody is screaming but you, bro. Like what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I would explain it. I would explain it when you put the camera out. Let's stop.
Yeah, I never seen
Hold on, man. I'm screaming, man.
This nigga talking about.
I'm just saying when it's doubtful. Like you mentioned
all this shit that you guys do is ad hominems. So when I got the same energy, then you guys will raise up your hands and say, "Oh, we're not doing anything." All the racist cocksuckers. I called out Coach Blackfield. He got proven to be a racist. Facts.
Nobodies.
The other weirdo got proven to be a racist too. But all you racists tag each other together. You guys compare each other to Blackfield because that's all that shit is going on. A bunch of weirdo gay niggas tagging each other on stream, coping because they can't get no hoes.
Yo, Solo, eat a Snicker, bro. You're not yourself when you're hungry.
We have very different.
I don't care what you gotta say. You are a pegger, bro. So live in your fucking pegging truth.
Yo, if you have an imagination like that, bro,
crying like bitches.
Dude,
where's the masculinity in that cocksucker?
Solo, you screaming, right?
I'm screaming because you gotta hear what I gotta say for you to get it. You fucking idiot.
You
got ears, man.
Screaming, hear yourself.
Screaming
what
all
this nigga's
day.
talking about? You guys think it's a game? I wish one of you would pull up right now.
Who's talking about pulling up? Again, these manosphere dudes and their need to prove themselves in street combat. Like, ain't nobody trying to street fight you, bro. Relax. Like, ain't nobody was even talking about street fighting. Why are you bringing that up? And Solo, are you even in the correct shape for you to be fighting people? Like, you'll be worse than Zerka, dog. You can't even last half a round. Let's relax on that street fighting bullshit, dog. Like, relax, dog.
Mine is really good. Faggots.
I will take you
You guys are a
to
bunch of
where you at
faggots.
right now.
Let that be known.
It's a
How
beautiful
we
day in
faggots
the
when you was
neighborhood.
screaming at AMS until he bought you dinner, man?
Come on, bro.
Yo, that's facts. That's what it was. I knew it had something to do with food. Bro. He was mad at AMS, Alpha Male Strategies, because he got to. And then all of a sudden, as soon as Alpha Male Strategies bought him some food, he calmed down. I told you, all he needs is a Snicker. Get him a cheeseburger. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Get him a cheeseburger, all right? Double beef, all right? Make sure you get the cheese on there. Don't forget the pickles and the tomatoes. Don't put the lettuce on there, all right? I mean, I know he don't eat tomatoes and vegetables, but tomatoes are cool. The lettuce ain't. Okay, just hold the lettuce. You'll be all right. This dude needs food, dog.
And you took all my pictures from Instagram like a thought and try to run it up. That nigga, where the pictures at with you and your hoes, nigga? Hey, yo, fat heeled hostage. Where the pictures at with you and your hoes, you bum ass nigga? Show us the receipts, bitch ass nigga.
Awesome.
Show us the receipts.
Good God.
Bomb ass looking faggot.
Nigga, I'm not a dating coach. Nigga.
But you're a bomb ass looking faggot.
All your
That's a
receipts
fact.
is you talking to hookers. Nigga, what you talking about?
Hookers, bro. Your mama's a hooker.
Nigga,
your
I saw
auntie's a hooker. Your grandmother's a hooker.
Hey,
What you
my
talking
grandma.
about, nigga?
Oh my God.
Next time
Nigga,
you say something about the females I deal with, fix your and wash your fucking mouth.
Tell your mom to
fucking
take
idiot.
my bush out of her throat.
Yeah, fabulous hostage. And next time you take a walk in the middle of New York, make sure you're not wheezing and breathing. Hi guys, it's Fatty Hostage.
We got guys, we got a
it's
fan
winning,
here.
guys. You know what? The Red Pill's
here,
losing.
man.
A bunch of copers. Oh my gosh. They got Rolo Copasi. They got Solo Fat TV84. Yeah, guys, a bunch of scammers. Oh, hold on, guys.
I'm not going to call you a scammer because you're not fooling anyone.
You lose money, man.
A bunch of nobodies.
Dude, it's a
Nigga,
voice
you got
winner
on
right
You guys
now.
are a bunch of nobodies. You know
Why-
how I
if
know?
we're nobodies,
Y'all
why are you
talking
here?
about me. That's facts. I don't know none of you niggas. But best believe,
but
if y'all
you-
niggas was in my face
why-
right
then why
now,
you here?
you wouldn't know who the fuck I am. Best believe that.
What would you do if we were in your
What the
face?
fuck are
I
you
want to.
talking
Let's
about?
explore that. Let's explore
Cock
that.
sucker
Solo.
when the boss speaks. Remember, when the boss speaks.
Well, you're
shut
not the
fuck
boss.
up.
You're not the boss. Okay?
This guy, again, chat, who talks like this? Like, what kind of masculine individual talks like this, right? You don't know who I am. I don't know who you niggas are, but you're in their stream. You don't know who they are. They got a significantly smaller channel than you, but you're in their stream, on their panel, screaming at them. And the most hilarious thing is they're all laughing at him, right? The crazier and more unhinged he becomes, the more they crack up. That's what Solo doesn't understand. Again, for some of y'all who watched his display on LTTV stream, just know this wasn't the first time. Solo TV is known for doing this. And imagine, this guy was allowed to train and lead men for as long as he did. It's no wonder he's no longer relevant. But who speaks like this?
I'm definitely the boss. You know why I'm the boss of the black pill? I'll explain that right now. Because every time you guys have a live, you talk about me. You guys are like obsessed ex-girlfriends that can't get over a relationship. A bunch of little thoughts running around. Black pill, black pill. Stop with the coke. If you want to get a bitch, get some money, status, or work out. It looks maxing, travel maxing, but you guys rather be doing some peg maxing on a fucking panel like some gay bitches.
You advertising about jerking off on Metaverse, man. Come on, man. What you talking about?
Come on, bro.
Metaverse. See, but if you were really black pill, you would know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Who cares about the metaverse?
Who cares about you? Your mom should have swallowed you, you idiot.
Wow.
Talking about
Jeez, this guy. This is the guy that leads a bunch of young men. So if we want to talk about how when they really talk about the red pill, whatever these pill popping ideologies are, about how toxic they are, this is what we're talking about, because these are the type of people who are allowed to spread that type of messaging. They clearly have deep-seated issues they themselves haven't worked on yet before they came online to talk to you about how you should live your life. Again, what kind of well-adjusted human being speaks this way to people he doesn't even know, according to him, on the internet? If you didn't know about it, you wouldn't respond to it. Hell, if I don't know you, I don't respond to you. It is what it is. It's not like I'm doing it on purpose. I don't know you, so why would I respond to you? I mean, that's just facts, all right? But you claim you don't know him. Here you are on their platform, on their panel. That's like Anton Daniels pretending he doesn't know the channel, but then he's in your comment section. Y'all, this is just narcissistic behavior. Stop it. Y'all need therapy. Like, again, don't trust any of these pill poppers or manosphere weirdos. They have anger problems. Guaranteed. They're not well adjusted to be teaching you anything about how to grow to be a man. No real man should be speaking like this, and certainly no real man should be speaking like this to other people they don't even know like that. This is crazy. Unhinged.
Niggas got roasted the fuck up just now. All three faggots in the line getting knocked down like a pinball.
My nigga,
Chat, by the way, if you're not used to a harsh language, all right, I understand if you don't want to stay for the rest of the stream. Some of y'all just get on out of here, all right? But for those of you guys that don't mind, again, listen, I don't mind getting demonetized. It is what it is. I'm all about, getting laughable content here, and this right here is laughable, okay? But yeah, I don't blame y'all. This guy, this is the level of anger he has. He's just dropping the F slur, all these different things. Oh, by the way, don't forget to hit the like button. But yeah, absolutely, this is just insane. So if I don't blame you if you're not used to harsh language, you don't like that, I don't mind it. Just make sure you hit the like button on your way out. But thank you so much for being here anyways. But those of you guys who got a little bit of a stronger stomach and a stronger diet for this trash, all right, hit the like button and let's continue.
AMS until it's marked together.
AMS, get AMS stick out your mouth, nigga.
Nigga, what is this, man?
Yo,
my nigga,
wait, what? You want to take a picture with AMS too? Is that why you mad? Because you didn't get to take a picture with AMS?
What is this,
You said something very
like a bunch of niggas on a panel talking like bitches. You niggas should be ashamed of yourselves. If this is a black pill, I don't want no parts of this bullshit.
Wait, ain't you
a bunch of faggots crying about other men, worried about what other men are doing like bitches do. Y'all niggas are some hoes
right here. This is
y'all niggas are some hoes, and I would say that to your faces.
This is an alpha male.
I really would, my nigga. So come try me.
Y'all would be facing that.
A bunch of faggots hiding behind avatars. Can't get no bitches. Oh, we crying.
He says that while he's hiding behind an avatar. I just find this so hilarious.
Like, women next thing, he doesn't want me because my chin is recessed. Yeah, my chin is recessed. Yeah. Bunch of hoes. Bunch of hoes. Bunch of hoes. Bunch of hoes. All y'all niggas is weirdos. You guys, when was the last time y'all went out and met a woman in real life? Besides your mother. Besides your mother.
When I went to work.
No, but when I went to work, bro.
What do you
your boss doesn't count, cocksucker.
I work at bars.
All you do is hey, yo, fat heel hostage. How old are you, my nigga? You look like you're 50, nigga.
33.
Are you taking your blood sugar pills, my
nigga?
You look like you're 50, dog.
This man is talking about blood sugar pills. Wow. Like, again, this is not a well-adjusted human being.
You look like you're 50. Oh, no. No, that's the alpha, nigga. That's what you wanted. You want to go viral? I'll help you, my nigga. But except you look like you're 50. So what you need to do is get that laser surgery that your bum ass keep talking about. Get that laser surgery, and maybe we can do something with that bulldog face.
About to start a face rating.
All that energy.
All that energy. David, we know why your last name is Little. Fucking idiot. Moving on. What's his name? Contavious.
Look at your voice, bro. You got your alpha male.
Who's next?
And you're speaking
I'm serving jokes up. I'm like a fucking doctor serving pills. Who's fucking next? Dealing with. I do this shit in practice.
Let's go back
to niggas that I went up against.
We dealing with
again. Look at the self-inflated ego this guy has. He's on a channel he thinks he's better than, right? Because he's got 50,000 subscribers and 30 million combined views, right? And he's over here talking about how much better he is than them. But look at how the level he has to stoop to just claim that. And the fact that he's always just, oh, I'm better than you. You guys don't have this. You guys don't have that. Why do you feel the need to do that on a channel you feel is less than you? That's just so weird. Like, this is not a normal thing that normal people do, especially if they're confident in their status, right? If you're confident in the 50,000 plus subscribers that are following you, right, you wouldn't be flaunting your status over channels that are clearly not to the same level. But here you are doing that. And then if we go look at your channel, your views aren't doing that well. So clearly it makes sense while you're criticizing these guys with the smaller platform, because realistically you're projecting, you're insecure about the views you're getting from the level of subscribers you have. And the reason why it's that way, because a lot of people people have left you. They stop following and listening to crap that you're saying. And that's a problem, dude. So don't you think that's part of the reason why you need to grow? But instead of doing that, here you are on platforms you consider nobody platforms, screaming at content creators you consider nobodies. But here you are. Here with a bunch of people you consider nobodies screaming at them. What does that make you, Solo? Again, that's why I'm not surprised he went off on Moxie the way he went off on Moxie, because this is who he is. King Monkey King Go, shout out to you for the $2 in the chat with the support, not even saying nothing but throwing that out there. I appreciate it. Let's continue.
At one point, you
Nigga, I went up against some legends. You guys are bums.
Who you went up against?
Wow.
Who did
I go up against? I went up against the number one guy in Midtown back in 2019. What's his name?
I don't know who that is.
Undead Chronic.
Undead? Are you kidding me?
Chronic, the guy that just posted feminism.
Get out of here, dude. Get out of here.
Oh, wait. So now people are going to act like Undead Chronic back in 2019 wasn't popping? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I wasn't a part of the manosphere then.
Yeah.
Who?
Undead Wallet, man.
Wow, you gotta take your
I'm
pills,
surprised
man.
that you guys don't want to give Undead Chronic his props.
Take your testosterone.
I mean,
Undead Chronic
Undead Chronic has a following, but he just posts the same. He just posts the same feminism videos.
Yeah.
He's soft like you, man. You know what I mean?
Soft like who, Fat Heel Hostage?
From you,
nigga, if you on my face right now, you better pray to Allah. Who is Farrakhan or whoever the fuck you want to talk to, nigga? I don't play that shit.
You're making the
Who do you
same
think is
thing,
the
like,
muscle
if
in
the
real
flowers
life,
in your
nigga?
face.
Who do you think is, nigga? I'm the real
Muscle,
fucking
man.
Suge Knight of this shit.
He's comparing himself to Suge Knight. Listen, the only comparison you can compare to Suge Knight is the weight. My nigga, you not Suge Knight in actual power. All right, he had influence. Suge Knight had power. Suge Knight had people shook. Okay, he had them scared. All right, this dude was a boogeyman for real. You Solo, you're not that. you're more of a Wish version, like a Wish.com. That's it. You're not the real deal. Okay, you're synthetic. So stop it. All right, you just bigging yourself up to people who don't care. It's just astonishing.
That's why niggas bow down whenever I say some shit. Because I make shit happen, nigga. One phone call, nigga. I have your mama on TV, nigga. Facts. One phone call, nigga.
In Minnesota,
One phone call, nigga. Yes.
So you answered the question.
Facts.
So if we were in your face, you would fight us.
Nigga. TV cameras all over your house.
This is
So
like the end of
Solo, can you clarify? So you're saying you would fight us if you met us in person?
Fight you for what, bro? If
Well,
you saw me,
you
you
just-
bow
you
down
just-
and act
you
like
just said you wouldn't see me in my
Stop the cap. If you saw me Coctavius, you'd be like, "Can I get your autograph, bro?" You know how often that happens to me.
Wow, really? Come on. I doubt that. I doubt people call up to you or walk up to you. Oh my God, it's Solo. Can I have your autograph? Dog, come on. Stop lying to yourself, dude. This is getting really pathetic. This is honestly getting really pathetic, Solo. Like, come on, dog.
Bro, like, bro, you need $1? You need the sandwich or something?
Listen to this guy.
Shut the fuck up. You irrelevant. You used to be my chat. Pussy
Dude,
bopping.
you
And now
wonder-
you over here.
I thought you didn't know them. Now you know them from your chat room. I thought you didn't know who they were. Oh, okay. I think it's just selective hearing at this point.
You guys couldn't get no pussy, my
you
nigga.
wonder why
That's why
I
you
don't follow
here.
you.
That's why
Look
you
at that
mad.
bitch. Look
You
at
should have
that
gotten on the
bitch
crypto
energy.
though. If you
Look
would've
at that
been on the
bitch
crypto,
energy.
you
This is
would've
a guy
been with
cried
these
about
weirdos.
$3,000
You
of
wouldn't be
crypto.
with these
Get
guys.
out of
Go
here.
ahead and tell them why you
Solo,
mad.
since you're on the
David,
stream, do you have any
running
thoughts
your
about the
mouth.
gray pill?
See, Fatty, you're the hostage. You said when I came on, you're gonna let me speak. But you got all these cocksuckers.
You've been screaming this entire time, my dog. What are you talking about? Like, we don't even know why you are such at a high elevated level of, you might have a heart attack on the stream. What are you doing? Oh, they never let me talk. Like, calm the fuck down, my dog. Like, relax. Dev, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. Dev says, nothing like an RP alpha going outside. Yeah, this is the saddest I've ever seen it, bro. But he still thinks he's relevant.
He said it.
Screaming. Nigga, we
Look, you
listen.
come with all that energy,
Screaming
bro.
at niggas, man.
Bust the
Solo,
door
do
with
you have
all
any
that
thoughts?
energy.
Do you have any thoughts about the
feminine,
gray
man.
pill, since that was the talk of the stream?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Then what the? I don't even know where you. Do you even know where you are?
I know where I am, but I'm here to defend myself because you racist fucks called me Mr.
Racist.
Popo.
Okay. Let's take it one point at a time. Let's start with the
Let's have you
racism.
hostage. Hold
Let's
your
start
bitches
with
in
the
check, my
racism.
nigga.
What's
If you a
racism?
pimp, hold your bitches in check. So here's the thing.
Whoa,
Y'all
whoa,
niggas
whoa,
want to
wow,
make
wow,
fun of
wow.
my memes and shit like that. All you niggas are memes right now. I memed all of you niggas. If
Wow.
Fat Heel Hostage runs this back, all you niggas got memed. Fuck is you talking about?
Okay, yeah,
The problem
that's
is,
fine.
Nah, bro. I think this particular segment of the live stream made you a meme, Solo. You will forever be known as this guy right here. Exactly what you're doing. This is your legacy, and this is all it amounted to on YouTube. All that red pill manosphere shit. This is the end result, bro. You're being a total meme. What do
you
you
niggas
think?
are meme worthy. So I'm wasting these jokes on the bunch of nobody.
If you think we're meme, if we're memes, yeah, take some clips and post it on your channel, man.
Yeah, because my chin is recessed and I'm 5'2".
Dude, you're
I'm
talking
5'2"
great,
and I
Bill,
can't
man.
get a girlfriend.
That's great, Bill.
No, which
What
one
you talking about?
This is
and now you guys
y'all
are
gonna
such
take him out to
idiots.
dinner, man.
You
Like,
guys
yeah,
are such gaylords that now you guys get coming after men because you guys are tired of whacking off on Pornhub. Bunch of losers. You be
bringing
ashamed
shit
of
from your
yourself.
own head
You
right
be
now.
ashamed of yourself.
You said
You
Pornhub?
be ashamed of
Who was
yourself.
talking about Pornhub,
Bunch of
bro?
losers.
about
Should be
dudes whacking
ashamed
off,
of
man.
yourself. Is your
Yo, you
mama
gotta
proud of
watch
you,
that
nigga?
shit. You gotta
Got
chill,
your
man.
hostage. Is your mama proud of you?
My mom
Listen
proud of
to
me. I
this
don't
man.
scream in Minnesota.
The fuck out of here, man. That's why
Nigga,
you
why
like
you
keep
wore
your
the same
basement up.
orange
Speak with bass in my voice, dude.
Why you wore the same orange dashiki during the Aaron commercial?
Right.
Come on,
Says the nigga
man.
that is 60 years
nigga.
old. Nigga, when are you gonna get your AARP card, nigga? When you gonna get your
AARP
AARP card, nigga?
Dude, you're like 10
Fuck is
years
this nigga
away from
talking
that.
about?
What's
Yo,
wrong with
nigga,
you
look
being
at
sick?
your father, man. It's your father right here, man.
Right. So now you gotta get Kevin Samuels
Kevin
because
Samuels,
you can't
man.
do it yourself.
Tag
That's
Kevin
the only thing you're
Samuels,
good
nigga.
at. But in real time,
Tag
you
your
ain't that
father,
good,
nigga.
are you?
Hey,
Huh.
nigga,
That's what I thought, nigga.
I don't yell at niggas.
Oh my god. Well, listen, y'all can go watch the rest of that. I'll try to link it in the video, bro. That's Solo TV 84. I don't want to play the rest of it. I'm getting bored of it now. More D with the $2 super chat. Shout out to you. He says Solo is a trashier version of Angry Man. Honestly, that's facts. Y'all remember when Angry Man went off of on Kevin Samuels? Y'all want to see that video too? I got that video. He deleted it, but I still got the video. Dude was sitting in his car just screaming at Kevin Samuels, bro. He was, and you know what's funny? He was calling Kevin Samuels all these names in the book, basically calling him gay and all, basically airing him out, right? And all of a sudden, when Kevin Samuels died, he's acting like he was Kevin Samuels' best friend. All right. Again, these guys are the fakest people on the planet. Let me show you something. And let me pull up that video. Y'all want to play that video? Let me play that video. Angry Man back in the day. Let me bring up that video. Angry Man back in the day. Hold up. This shit was hilarious. Back with the troll beard. He still got that troll beard, by the way. Hold up. Let me put this up. Let me put this up. Hold up, chat.
Let me. We'll straighten it out.
Hey, y'all don't know this Angry Man. I know this Angry Man right here. Y'all ain't gonna see this Angry Man ever. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This guy doesn't exist anymore. He has officially been rebranded. But this is what he used to be about.
So I heard through the grapevine that now this nigga is promoting black men dating Latinas.
He's talking about Kevin Samuels, by the way.
I think I even heard something to the effect that he literally said out of his mouth, Latinas smell better.
Whoa.
Somebody said that he literally said out of his mouth, Latinas smell better.
Whoa.
Now everybody knows. Everybody knows. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm coming with that big dick energy today. First of all, the only motherfuckers in this sector, the only motherfuckers in this space with any goddamn flavor is Double M. Let's just go ahead and get that out the way. Let's just go ahead and get that out the way. The only niggas in this space with any flavor is Double M. Period. Point blank fucking period. Damn near half the sayings that niggas say in here we came up with. The vast majority of the damn terminology got to be attributed to Double M. So let's just go ahead and state the facts, because I'm going to tell you the truth, Kevin. I don't give a fuck about your little bit of fame. I don't give a fuck about you skipping through Atlanta like the Fairy King. I don't give a shit about none of that. I don't care what fucking reality TV strag you hung out with.
I like the guy who's just casually getting in this Hummer in the background while Angry Man is just going off in his Camaro right now. People just going about their lives. This dude's just chilling in the parking lot. It's just crazy, bro.
Today, you know, don't none of that shit move me, my nigga. You know from day one, ever since you first spoke to me, you know it's about the mission for me, my nigga. I ain't no clout chasing diva. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Everybody else might be impressed with that shit, nigga, but you know I'm not impressed. Especially when your whole fucking program, your entire fucking persona, you basically came into the fucking manosphere and stole it from everybody else. Let's be real, nigga. You didn't get all of them fucking subs from fucking spraying perfume and talking about Chelsea boots, nigga.
Oh, God.
You got all them subs and shit by stealing our fucking content. This is what he thought about Kevin Samuels. Now, all of a sudden, Kevin Samuels dead. They acting like he was the best friend. This is crazy how fake these people are. But this is another manosphere leader and the big dick energy that they bring around, right? I mean, just come on, just look at these guys. Look at these guys. They're just oozing of masculinity, right? And that just transfer over to all these young men out there. They're definitely getting educated. This is crazy, bro. And them other niggas might suck up to you because they so afraid that you not going to give them a shout out or a look to help them with their bullshit channels. But I'll fucking say it. You've been an opportunist since day one, nigga. I'm still waiting on them motherfucking brand deals your ass promised me to get close to me. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, you're criticizing and distancing yourself from other people who played along with Kevin Samuels, hoping that Kevin Samuels would give them clout. Now you're all of a sudden simultaneously complaining about why you didn't get the things that Kevin Samuels promised you. Where my sponsorships at? Huh? Yeah, no. Trust me, I'm not doing about the clout, but where my sponsorship at? Kevin? Huh? You just told me all that shit to get close to me? Where are my sponsorships and brand deals you promised me, Kevin? These guys are so predictable, bro. I mean, come on. You can't help but to laugh. You can't help. I'm still waiting on that shit, nigga. Phone number and all of that shit. Hey, man, I want to link up with you. I'm gonna show you how to get brand deals. I'm still waiting on them brand deals, my nigga. I'm sorry, ain't you a man? Why can't you come up with your own brand deals, my nigga? Where your brand deals are? I thought you started it before Kevin. Why are you waiting for somebody who started after you to give you the brand deals? You're supposed to, matter of fact, if anything, you're supposed to be helping him. Oh, wait, you're going to say you helped him because he stole your talking point, right? These guys, bro, these guys. You know, you had niggas come out and do fucking shows calling you Kevin Scamuels and all of that shit. I stayed out of it. Even though I know from fucking experience, you a fucking opportunist and a fucking shyster. So doesn't that make you guilty of what you're criticizing other people for doing? Because you knew he was a shyster this whole time, yet you stayed quiet. You just admitted that. So that means you were complicit in this scamming behavior. So why should you be trusted over anything? It's the same thing with Donovan Sharp. Y'all remember when Donovan Sharp said, hey, Kevin Samuels was a fake friend to me. He wasn't real. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, but you pretended to be his friend up until he died. It wasn't until he died that all of a sudden all this shit's coming out. So again, who the fuck are you guys, man? Like, this is crazy. Coming from grown men who are supposed to be symbols of masculinity in this space. This is what we have to offer. And you know something? I know you ain't going to respond.
I know you ain't gonna say my name. And the reason why you ain't gonna respond, the reason why the majority of you bitch ass niggas that don't like me ain't gonna respond is because you know that'll be the worst thing you could ever fucking do.
No, I mean, well, yeah, it actually is. It'll just give you unnecessary clout. It's just better to ignore you. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, he's just gonna keep you waiting. I mean, even post Kevin Samuels' death, some still say Angry Man is still waiting for them brand deals, dog. Until this day, my nigga is still waiting for them brand deals, bro. So oh my god, bro, this is so pathetic. Oh my goodness.
The last thing you want to do is draw attention to me. The last thing you want to do is draw attention to the nigga who came up with the shit most of you motherfuckers talk about. That's the last thing you want to do. Hey, I'm willing to bet anybody in this motherfucker. I'm willing to bet anybody in this motherfucker. I'll bet you $1,000 that nigga don't say my name. I'll bet you $1,000 that nigga don't address this shit. Like Reverend Powell up in Harlem didn't want to address Malcolm because he didn't want his fucking congregation and his fucking audience to know Malcolm existed because he knew Malcolm had that fire.
All right, we're gonna stop it right here. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, because now he's comparing himself to Malcolm X, and I hate it when these red pillars compare themselves to notable historical figures. All right, and they themselves haven't done anything to deserve that. So again, it's just weird when he's just comparing himself to Malcolm X. Angry Man, you're not a Malcolm X. You will never be Malcolm X. Stop grifting. Okay, it is what it is. You like this guy thinks he spits factual shit, but he doesn't, dog. Listen, you lost everybody's respect the moment you started caping for Pearl during the whole Nick Fuentes arc. You lost all credibility. You were supposed to be the leader of the Black Manosphere. All right, one of the leaders, and you just kowtowed to Pearl like that. And worst off, you turned around and shamed other Black men for criticizing you, rightfully so. And then instead of taking accountability, all your response was, I can't believe you guys are saying I'm not Black. How dare you? And yeah, because people looked up your birth certificate and realized, hey, this guy's Latino. They're like, hey, wait a minute, this guy's Hispanic. they looked him up. They pulled up his paperwork. And now he's making it seem like people don't respect him because he's Latino. It's like, nah, bro. People don't respect you because your takes on Black folks are horrible. All right? And you almost talked about Black people as if you're not Black yourself. So people looked you up, and when they found out your real name didn't, it had some Hispanic roots to it, they understood where a lot of your animosity was coming from regarding the massive, grotesque stereotypes you've been labeling Black people under. I mean, just look at you, Anton Daniels, and the crap you guys have been saying about Black folks. Bruh, it's just so shameful just seeing all that go down. And you guys consider yourself leaders of the Black Manosphere. In fact, I would just chalk the Black Manosphere, especially with the Olympian and the Obsidians of the world, right? You guys are basically... there's just a group online where Black folks who have self-hating issues come to congregate. That's it. Y'all are just some self-hating people. Y'all never seen a group of people not only hate themselves, want to be white so bad, but not only that, you hate your own women. It's just so pathetic, right? And y'all are the main ones fueling these gender wars, especially what it has to do with between Black men and Black women. I mean, it's just so sad seeing it go down, bro. But I think these guys realistically are the problem. Yata Zag, shout out to you for the $5 euro. €5. I appreciate it. Says, I remember he was against reparations and pulling up your bootstraps talking points. What a hypocrite. Yeah, exactly. See, when they want to appeal to Black folks, right, that's when they'll talk about, pull yourself by the bootstraps. Oh, wow. Like, why would you ever say that to it? So it's indicating that they understand the hypocrisy when Republicans and conservatives say that to Black folks, right? Oh, just pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Yeah, I'm sorry. You've been having how much help through the system? Okay, shut up. Right? So they always do these things, but then when they're ready to grift out of the Black community because they're done using up Black support, right? Then they'll start criticizing Black people for asking for things that is rightfully theirs. Yeah, reparations. I know most people think it's a liberal, lefty thing to demand, but I don't see it that way. I think that reparation is justified. I think it's owed. I think if other racial groups and other groups that were persecuted got reparations, including the people that own slaves in this country, I think it's also factual that maybe black folks who were actually slaves should get some form of reparations. Oh, but how are you going to track it? Okay, you can't, dude. You can't make people who didn't own slave responsible for people who did. All right, the people exist today aren't responsible for that. I know the Nazi Germany government, or after they became or post-Nazi Germany government, they figured out how to track down the properties for the Jews and gave it back to them. Yeah, they figured out all that stuff. They paid them back billions of dollars reparations. They tracked everything down. They can do it. Yeah, oh no, we can do it. We can figure it out. I think it's just obstacles we're putting in the way. We can do it. All right. Either that or we need to fess up to the racial shit that this country's under. Otherwise, there's always going to be racial tension because there are people who are always going to turn that blind eye and try to deny it. They're always going to try to deny it and play dumb, but we know it exists. Okay. So, I mean, it just is what it is. But it's just sad seeing all that stuff happen. And then it's, oh, you're just a lefty. Reparations. How dare you? No. It's well justified. I think black folks deserve it, and the fact that these are black folks saying that you don't deserve reparations, it's crazy to me that they just come up with this end result. You guys are just that far down the Republican rabbit hole. You can't see you're hurting yourself. They already got paid. They got paid for releasing the slaves. That was after they lost the war. They also got compensated for the lost labor that the slaves that they are now losing were supposed to produce. They got compensated for that. So you're saying that you shouldn't get compensated? That's wild to me, dog. Like, I don't understand that talking point. John says, "Stop the cap." I don't think I'm capping, bro. I don't know how you can see it as a cap, but it is what it is, Jack. I appreciate y'all being here today. All right. Listen, you can be anywhere in the world right now, but you are here with us. We kind of went like off topic. This is a crazy ass thing. We went way off topic. Okay, we went with the solo TV 84 tangent and whatnot. But again, going back to the what do you mean versus Sneako, y'all let me know what you think. Okay, who do you think? Do you think what do you mean was fair with his criticism on Sneako? Put a 1 if you think it was fair. I think it was definitely fair. Or do you think Sneako was in the right? Put a 2 in the chat. Right. I don't think he was right. I don't think Sneako even knows what religion he's in right now or what it even means to be in that religion. So if you're voting 2, okay, don't let me influence you, but if you're voting 2, I got some questions for you. I got some serious questions for you, all right? But Chad, I appreciate you. John says, shout out to you for the super chat. He says, not you, damn it. Listen, you know me. You think I'm solo? You think I'm solo TV 84 over here? You think I'm just going to go off on you based off a comment? Nah, dog. Nah, listen, I don't take shit like that. Don't worry about it. I know it's not me. Even if it was me, who cares, right? It's just a comment, bro. I'm not screaming at it. But shout out to you. John's an OG at this point, so like, who cares, right? But shout out to you and shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all being here, real talking. You know, listen, I'm almost done with my project, so when I'm done with that, we'll be back to the earlier streams. But I have to get this done. I really have to get this done. I've been slacking, bro. Like, real talk, I've been slacking. So, Chad, I appreciate y'all being here, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.